Wolverines. Hell yeah.
I don't have a pre-intro today.
Gotcha, bitch.
How's everybody doing? Good to see you all. Today we're going to talk about if you were in charge. Pretty vague, but it's a fun topic. If you were in charge of whatever you want to be in charge of, Crystal Clear already put it in the comments talking about Sega. That's the kind of, thoughtful, passionate sort of comment that I'm looking for with if you were in charge. I mean, it could be anything. You'd be like, I want to be in charge of Carvel ice cream. I want to create a new ice cream cake to rival Fudgy the Whale. I don't care what it is. Could be fun. I think it'll be fun. Yesterday was insane. Thank you all for such a great time talking about real life superheroes. And please don't forget tomorrow, Chuck Dixon, none other than the amazing Chuck Dixon joins us for Mandatory Fun. So sit back, strap in, and away we go. Oh, look at this. My good friend Jesse from JLS Comics says Toys R Us. We just got a new little store here in South Florida. Fucking jealous. Florida. I'm going to check it out on Saturday. Dude, fantastic. Fan-frickin-tastic. And again, this is where all those people with the whole, oh, well, if you don't buy it, they won't make more. If you don't support it, nah. Toy stores are trying to make a comeback. Go to toy stores. Don't rely on Target and Walmart and big box retailers that only want you to buy shitty vacuum cleaners that are going to break in a month or a year. Like, go to toy stores. I get it. Yeah. If Chad was in charge, would Boogaloo shirts make a comeback? Well, not today, my friend. And Jim Largo. Are we crossed? Are we going to have some words? I'd bring back gentlemen wearing stylish hats, not baseball hats. Okay. Let's see how you want to be. Well, I also want to give an awesome shout out to Tyler for being first. Good job, Tyler. I appreciate you, dude. So we're going to go around the web. We're going to look at a couple things, nothing crazy. Then we're just going to have a nice, relaxing day of mandatory fun talking about if you were in charge. Hit the like button, you cowards. If I was in charge, yeah, nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Corporal Hicks is in charge. Yeah. Can't wait for Chuck. Yeah, I know. Me too. Menjoza, what's up? Good to see you, dude. The Titan says, I'm in charge of nothing except myself, and everyone is probably better off that way. But are you supervised or unsupervised? I get supervised a lot. Crystal Clear, the Jizzler was great. I know we all had fun. I was laughing my ass off while unloading a truck. Dude, that's awesome. That's all that matters, right? Just have fun. And it's kind of sad. We can have fun, we can just enjoy each other. That sounded weird, but not like that. Talking about all sorts of pop culture stuff and weird, wacky around the world current events, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're just enjoying ourselves, and people are out there fuming about it. Yeah. Medieval Alchemist says Chuck is gonna rock. Yeah, man. I can't wait. I want to register the Silent Avenger U571 as a hero. Yeah, I think you should. I really, really do. I'm gonna do a couple things here. Let's do this. I also, you guys tell me if you know what this background music is. Okay. Gonna loop it. Gonna mess around with it, but let me know if you know what that background music is. It's supposed to be kind of quiet. But yeah, you let me know. Chad, what's the coffee maker situation? Got a brand new one. I didn't have to crowdfund it. I didn't have to beg people for it, because I'm an adult with my own adult money. But yeah, I got a new one. Yeah, it was here yesterday. I figured you'd make Hawaiian shirts mandatory. No, it's a flair thing. The war of hats has begun. Yeah. Do you guys remember the headgear wars of 2026? Those were the days. Can you hear the background music? Do you know what it is? Let me know if you need me to turn it up. Medieval, what's up? Oh, it says like button smashed. I'm still waking up, kids. Yeah, full disclosure. I got up like an hour ago. Yeah, it's hard being me. Mother Slug, if I was in charge, I would level all of certain places so the gas wars never existed and place all the wackos in asylums because it needs to happen. Guys coming out swinging, fucking. I did say if you were in charge of anything, and Mother Slug chose violence. So yeah, man, cool. I appreciate it. I'm not even going to get into if I was in charge of that. Justin Boof says, "Goid afternoon, Goid afternoon, Goy slop." It's good to see you too. Yeah. I still haven't replaced my coffee maker, says Curb Stomp. Been making it the old-fashioned way. In a sock? If you know, you know. I'm sure Jim Largo probably laughed at that. Some of us have made coffee in a sock. Nico, apparently I'm walking into a calamity. In my waterfalls for the late Mr. Cullen, rest in peace, I seem to have cracked a tooth. Oh, dude, went to urgent care to get antibiotics. Gnarly tummy rumbles already. Oh, man. Can't catch a break. Bro, I'm sorry, man. If you want to drive down to Albuquerque, I'll fucking crack another tooth for you so you forget about the first one. Does that help? No? I don't know. Sorry. I love you, but I'm sorry, man. I'm rooting for you. My boss is still cracking up over yesterday's stream. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's freaking awesome. So awesome. Let them fume. I'll just enjoy my US-themed Eagle robot. Oh, they always fume. Somebody sent me a screen recording of a certain person's reel yesterday. Like he was going insane on somebody's dolly photography, which when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. Right? Because again, I told the guy when he was on my channel, I said, you and I probably have a lot more in common than you think, and he didn't like that, right? Because we can't have commonalities. Everything has to be all about division. So I saw that in the reel, and I was like, yeah, that's fucked up. Like somebody would actually do that with toy photography, and then somehow it turned into me, and I'm like, what? How do I have anything to do with that? And I was like, all right, whatever. Still living rent free. Son of GTO, I'm gonna star your comment. If you guys are putting like stuff in the comments, like if I was in charge of this, that, I'm just starring them so we can go back to them. If I ever start a real life super duper squad, I want Jeff as a wingman. Look, Jeff's fucking awesome. Jeff is awesome. Metal Gear, huh? It is Metal Gear. Loading screen. Startup screen. Colonel. What's a Hind D doing here? Yep. It is. See, you guys are the freaking best, man. Is it the brown note? Yep, brown note. No. Yeah, make sure you guys are all here tomorrow for Chuck Dixon. It'll be fantastic. Joe Fan, what's up, brother? I'm at work. I'll catch the replay. Have a great day. Replay squad is always loved and appreciated, my friend. I keep wondering what theme is in the countdown. So the countdown timer is several tracks from Metal Gear Solid, but they're done in synthwave, so I can get around the copyrights. And you know, they're edited and things like that, and then obviously Predator, and then my theme. Yeah, that's what's in the countdown. Hat was nothing but hat was. You know that I know. Mm-hmm. Can barely hear it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little low. Is that better? Yeah. You let me know if that's better. We got to play with it, right? We just kind of walk it in. All right, Kentucky windage. You know, just kind of get there. Nothing like a fresh mug of sock coffee. That's what I'm saying, right? Crystal clear. I already starred your comments about Sega. They wouldn't want me in charge. If I was in charge, there'd be no such thing as gun control. You know. Huh? With more, huh? Cardboard box. Yeah. Mother Slug says, yep, I'm an open-minded thinker as everyone else is thinking toys. I'm thinking on a larger scale. If I was in charge, there wouldn't be a game unity.
Racist, sexist, homophobic.
There you go, man. Yeah, no, I know what you meant. Socks are perfectly fine for coffee filtration. Sweaty, used ones are an E4 specialty. Mill Connors, Chad, what a great shirt today. Yeah, it's just a t-shirt. MKC Tactical. Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the Angry Pirate? I don't know who's the Angry Pirate. I don't know where it's from, but it's a pretty solid sound. Nice job, man. Can someone find the white note? I think the world could benefit. Yeah. Chad, did you pick up Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2? No, sir, I didn't. At least not yet. Not saying I'm not gonna. I mean, I own most everything, even some of the handheld games, so I will. My brother would have caught it. He's a massive Metal Gear Solid nut. So am I, man. Big time. Brown coat, I'm gonna start your comment about Hasbro. Oh shit. See, again, you guys know how to do it. Tell all the copycats that the shut the hole in your face girl is watching you. Well, here you go.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that.
Like that, huh? Steven, did you like Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5? Okay. To me, Metal Gear and the Arkham games are sort of the same thing. And it's the way that gaming, like intellectual property franchises, should work. Like, aspects should get better over the years. The combat in all of the Arkham games hit its peak with Arkham Knight. But the story of Arkham Knight, the forced Batmobile tank battles, the boss battles, all suck. Totally suck. But, you know, the stealth, the gadgets, the combos, like the free flow combat, everything that you can do is perfected. And it was It was good in Asylum. It was better in City. It was even better in Origins, because Origins came after, and you could defend yourself from a ground takedown. And then it was perfect in Night. Metal Gear, the stealth combat, all that stuff was perfected in Metal Gear Solid 5. But other than that, no, I honestly don't care. I don't care about Naked Snake, Venom Snake, Big Boss, Revolver Ocelot as a young, I don't, if you know, from Metal Gear Solid 3, I don't care. I just want to see Solid Snake. And, he goes from the man to like a gotcha moment in Metal Gear Solid 2. And then in Metal Gear Solid 4, he's all old and broken and blech. I don't know. I wanted to see some games in between the Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4 timeline. Yeah. Now, MGS3, as far as like a prequel game, cool. Totally get it. I got it. This is how he becomes Big Boss. This is how he gets disenfranchised with the, the military industrial complex and the establishment and the powers that be and all that. Sure. Goes on, creates Outer Heaven and all that shit. It's the only thing I liked about Metal Gear Solid 5 was quiet. You're right. If I'm being real about it, that's just me. And then Jesse says, Jim Largo, please don't encourage the E4 Mafia. I can't bear the music. It makes me nuts. The background music? Okay, Carlos, I'm going to star this. We'll come back to it. With the Metal Gear Solid music playing, I feel like I need to sneak around or answer some $1 million questions. Well, you better. Yep. Now it's loud. Oh my God. You guys are picky. I'll put it right there. Maybe that's better. Hiding in a cardboard box. See, again, if I was in charge, everyone would get yeah. America, bear arms and arm bears. Okay. Metal Gear Solid is the greatest game ever made. Fact. I love you too, Eddie. If I were in charge, Dave Chappelle would run all of my press conferences like this. He'd be like, "Tell him, Dave.
You need to shut the up. That's what I do if I had no army. I would shut up. Shut the That's right.
Yeah, the Dave Chappelle was for this comment right here. No. Dude, if you spam that one more time, spam it one more time. The sock eating dryer, natural phenomena or conspiracy by textile industry? Neither. You're just misplacing your shit. Nobody likes the music. All right. You don't like it. You don't like it. Whatever. Snake Eater is Chad's favorite Metal Gear. No, it is not. It is not. Talking Metal Gear is a whole stream in itself. Yeah, we can do Metal Gear next week. If you guys want. Oh, by the way, I changed this Friday's mandatory fun topic. Remember, they're just loose topics. I changed it back to independent toy creators because last Friday I had to change it for Peter Cullen. Yeah. You don't know where your cardboard box is. Eddie says if I were in charge, I'd probably be impeached immediately. Yeah, probably. Cobra Criticizer, if I were in charge, I'd get you all USS flags and terror drones, and I'd enforce the 1964 Anti-Communist Act. Vote for me. Got my vote. I already have the first two, but got my vote. Yep. Metal Gear is so good. See, this is what I'm talking about. If I were in charge, we'd bring back play sets. Just kept it like real simple, blanket statement. Bring back play sets. Yeah. Maybe I should change this to make play sets great again. Definitely want a Metal Gear stream. Metal Gear is a solid game. Imagine if it were Metal Gear Solid. I'm not even going to play the potato clip, but you can sit on your hands for a minute. Yeah, it'll be fun. If I were in charge, everyone would get an M134 and M79s. Good God. Let's go. I am down with that. But first, kids, yeah, we gotta do something else. We must partake in our trip around the web. Did anybody see this? Hayden Christensen reportedly signed a multi-picture deal with Lucasfilm. I don't know if anyone saw it. I would like your thoughts on it. The only thing that I really have to say is, why did they not do a Darth Vader Order 66 Purge kind of movie right out of the gate? I mean, yeah, should have been in pre-production right there with episode 7. Like, that shit just writes itself. Bring back the music. Is it not there? I just made it lower. Justin Booth says Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation was my favorite out of the whole franchise. Agreed. Nothing tops Metal Gear Solid. Nothing. None of them. What the shit ass? What are we talking about? If I were in charge, people would get 2 free get out of jail free cards. They would get 2 get out of jail free cards with permission to punch 2 people in the face per week. Or if you were in charge, you could just make settling shit like men with your fists no longer a jailable offense. Saying. Socking somebody up and getting socked up should not be a reason to call the police. You're just settling shit. Star Wars, a Darth Vader story. I love Hayden Christensen. I fucking love him. And I'm glad to see he finally gets the respect that he deserves. Yep. But, if you're going to bring back Vader, you should have Christensen. You think he looks rough? I think he looks great. I think he aged really well. Not only that, like, he's a farmer. Like, this guy's like, he's a hard worker. He owns a big old freaking farm in Canada. Just like Ricky Schroeder. I saw a reel the other day of Ricky Schroeder. That guy's like salt of the earth motherfucker. If I was in charge, I'd have a mariachi band follow me around. So I have mine. No, man, don't do that. I'm excited for Hayden to be back as an adult. He deserves a fair chance from us, the audience. Yeah. It is too late for me. It probably is. It probably is, but I mean, day late and a dollar short doesn't mean that they can't try. They can't try to fix it. I mean, I think they should. If I were in charge, you'd probably throw me into the ocean with the tea. Please don't. The tea is innocent. It's amazing what people used to do over a 3% tax, and now they do fucking nothing. Nothing over the erosion of our rights. Nothing over the lack of representation. Nothing over the invasions. Crazy. Yeah, Vash Pliskin, what's up? Disney Star Wars is fake Star Wars. I like Rogue One. Yeah. Because they had to show us the Force was female. That's why we never got a Vader movie. The Force is female, you know.
Girl power!
Uh-huh. That's exactly why. We all know. Yes, let's bring back duels. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you. He needs the work. I don't know if he needs the work. Again, he's like a quiet farmer dude. The guy's got money. So I thought he played a whiny, conflicted bitch well, which him being a weak man made him susceptible to being turned, led to the dark side of becoming Darth Vader. Aiden's a great actor. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Life as a House with him and Kevin Kline. That movie is heavy. Good fucking movie. WTF about Star Wars. I think it's a little late. I agree. This should have been the first thing they did. Yeah. Yeah, Hayden didn't write the dialogue. Oh, he smokes? But he doesn't look like a crispy critter. Silver Spoons. Is he a moisture farmer? No, he's not a moisture farmer. All the shit Hayden got was undeserved. It's good to see him and his work getting respect now. I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Mm-hmm. Cobra Criticizer says, he didn't go under the knife. Too many people have unrealistic expectations to aging. Yeah. So Jim Largo's talking about if we were in charge of things, perhaps a public square with a fighting pit for settling disputes. Yep. Hairball. I only liked him in Takers. I don't even know if I've seen that. I'm sure one thing Hayden doesn't need is money. Yeah, he doesn't need money. Medieval Alchemist says, Life as a House is good. I think we should do a mandatory about this topic. How was Hayden's Anakin, Vader, or Star Wars in general? Okay. Let me add it to the list. Anakin, Vader, Metal Gear, huh? There you go. Got him. Do. Those are in there. Yeah, at the minimum, Hayden kept himself together. Well, I mean, Jake Lloyd, he has challenges, right? Like significant challenges. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had challenges. He's aged better than me. If I smile, I look like unpressed laundry. Nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, that's called wisdom. I can say this over the last 20 years. I haven't really heard him say anything stupid. No, he does not. Yeah, unlike Ewan McGregor. We stand with Moses Ingram. You're no Star Wars fan in my book. Exactly. Yeah, and see, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, Jake's doing well. Yep. Snake. He was good in Shattered Glass. I like Jumper. I did. I like Jumper. Brandon R says, pretty sure Hayden's lawyers would have looked at the lessons of the original trilogy's deals and made sure his compensation was locked down. Oh, yeah, he's good to go. If he didn't think they treated him well, he wouldn't have gone back. Yeah, like I think he chose to go away from acting. Like, got married, has a quiet family life. You know, he's a family man. The thing with actors, it's very easy to be like, oh yeah, they could use the work. Oh, they can't get work. A lot of actors get tired of like the fake bullshit that goes on with Hollywood, like all their disgusting beliefs and norms and behaviors, and they just don't want to be part of it. There's a ton of actors that have just walked away from Hollywood. Life as a House was super well written, and how it got looked over, I will never understand. Dude, it's so good. Like, it's powerful and gut-wrenching, and his performance in it is fucking amazing. Jake was in a rough spot. Imagine having every kid tease you over being Anakin. Mostly it was the press. Yeah. Not the fans. Mostly it was the press. The same thing with Ahmed Best, but all the fucking Star Wars shills like to say, oh yeah, well the quote unquote, you know, old fans, the toxic fans, which anybody who uses that word unironically is a bitch. They tried to say that those fans are the ones that, you know, drove Jake Lloyd to what happened to Jake Lloyd, and his mom was like, no, he was always schizophrenic. Like, it wasn't the fans, it was the press. It was the press, it was the media, the critics. Same with Ahmed Best. Ahmed Best said it himself. Like, the critics were relentless toward him. But again, right? You gotta spin shit to fit a narrative. No, it was the fans. The fans are horrible. Oh, we don't need you. The Force is female. Let's get new fans. But the blue-haired fucking septum ring weirdos, they're not fans of anything except destroying shit. You know who looks incredible for her age? Cynthia Rothrock. She's friggin' 69. Dude, that's awesome. If I were in charge, this music would segue into a Regis Philbin question for $1 million. Oh. I aged beautifully. I look 20 years younger than everyone I went to school with great genes. Get it? Great genes. I need to make a few more palate cleanser clips. Special Sense a Certain Lingerie commercial just came out. Yeah, I watched a documentary on him. Seems to have adjusted okay. He goes to cons and stuff occasionally. I don't know who him is. Jake Lloyd? Hayden Christensen? Yeah, we're kind of bouncing. Mighty Mutron. I don't know what new member is, but I know you've been a member. I don't. Either way, look, I love you. Thank you. And again, right, thank you for all the support with the channel memberships, guys, because I'm no longer letting YouTube monetize my shit with commercials.
Wolverines! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. Only movies I've seen with Ewan McGregor are Black Hawk Down and Beauty and the Beast. Are you saying you didn't watch the prequels? Is that what you're saying? Oh. That weren't Star Wars. See? I'm going to teach all of you military writing style. Right? Clear, concise, generally free of grammatical errors in a single rapid reading. That's what military writing style is. Man wanted a quiet family life raising livestock. Yeah, that's what he wanted. You know, that's a real life. That's like that's a man doing men stuff, not being fucking fake ass Hollywood shit. Yeah, Josh Hartnett was gone for like 15 years. Mutron says, got an income again. Good to be able to support once more. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you very much. Jeffy, if I were in charge, Newt would have led the Marines to safety and not listened to Hudson's bullshit. Yeah, if you were in charge, you would have put her in charge. Why don't you put her in charge? Angela Bassett is 68. It still looks like a freaking smoke show. Need some Tropic Thunder cutscenes in live streams. Well, I absolutely have this.
What the fuck did I just hear?
Of course I have that. You want some big ass titties? I'll do big ass titties. Hold up. Let's see. Big ass titties. I'll do that. I'll do that. Yep. Yeah, I love the feedback if you guys want stuff like that. Because I mean, because of you guys, we got this.
Oh, good for you.
Jim, I'm gonna star your comment about Metal Gear. Yeah, if Ripley was in charge, she'd put Newt in charge. I want to say Ripley and Hicks were kind of, yeah, they were like sort of both in charge. Bishop just did. He just did. No. You don't remember that I had that, Mother Slug? Is that Gary Busey with a fucking box of Uncrustables on his head? What is that? What is that? What the? I think that's Gary Busey with an Uncrustables box on his head. Yeah, Bishop did Bishop things. He sure did. I'll go. I'm the only one qualified to remote pilot the craft anyway. Yeah. Right, man. Bishop should go. Yes, latest live picture. Dude, I fucking love it, dude. Find Gary Busey. Bats, big ass titties. I smell a new t-shirt. You know, look, here's the thing. This isn't anything negative. This is just the reality of the world. I spend a lot of time making new merch designs, and they just sit there. So I got all new merch up. I don't think I'm going to make any new merch for a little while. I made the LGBT, I made the Wolverines, I made the glow in the dark chat holes, and they just sit there. So how come nobody wants to talk about buttered sausage? Where does it come from? Yeah. Ripley was pretty competent. She would not have put Newt in charge, but would have definitely not dismissed the intel she was receiving. Yeah, 100%. Yep. You know, when we talk about with military operations, I mean, Newt understands the TTPs of the aliens. That's how she was able to avoid detection and stay alive and things like that, right? Tactics, techniques, procedures. Like, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I may be synthetic, but I'm not stupid. Pi says it would be cool to see a Vader movie showing him rule the galaxy between 3 and 4. Right? He would like Darth Vader. He's the invader, right? He's the fucking tank. He's the muscle. He's the strong arm of the Empire. He's the fucking poster child. He is the complete antithesis of Anakin Skywalker, who is the poster child of the Republic, of the Jedi Order. This, complete opposite. Same person, complete opposite. That's what this should have fucking done, man. I wouldn't mind Carl Urban being cast as Solid Snake, and then yeah. But did you guys hear that? It kind of came and went. It was just like a in the wind, but Oscar Isaac was gonna be. No. Solid Snake. Hideo Kojima said that Solid Snake was like a 30-year-old Christopher Walken's face with Jean-Claude Van Damme's like blood sport body. Like, he was very specific of what Solid Snake David looked like. And he didn't look like fucking Oscar Isaac. So, you know, look, see this guy right here? I'll fucking take that. I'll take that all day. Cut that hair down in the back, give him the fucking bandana and the sneaking suit. I take Hayden Christensen. Again, See his acting prowess and stuff that is not Star Wars. Brandon Art just checked. Hayden's 200-acre farm is north of Toronto. Context. Residential developers will be offering him mega millions within 25 years for that land for residential use. Yeah, I mean, the guy's doing just fine. Andy Can't Spell reporting in for the live stream. Just got back from my local toy store, picked up flamethrower pack rat. Dude, with the blueprints. That's awesome, man. This is for you, buddy. Good job.
Wolverines!
Wolverines. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. For those of you who don't know, and you know, it's not like I made it public because I don't live my whole life on fucking social media. My Neon at Night co-host, Nick, he's actually in town. He came over yesterday. We hung out. He saw the new Joe room. He saw the game room. We spent some time together. We went to dinner. And this afternoon, we're going to go do a little old-fashioned toy hunting. Yeah. So it's good to see Nick. He's in town for work. I'd like a Vader movie showing what he does in his leisure. Oh, leisure time. Think he's much of a reader? I wonder if he bowls. Shut up, dude. Dravenlock, what's up? Good to see you, man. It's Metal Gear Solid. Yep. 3 movies of that Rogue One hallway scene. Or at least one whole movie of that. One whole movie of everything Vader from Rogue One. With the corrected James Earl Jones. I think they need to redo the James Earl Jones voice in Rogue One. I appreciate the fact that's his real voice, but he sounds so strained. He sounds his age. And now, you know, with the new James Earl Jones voice they're using, I think they could just redo that. That was my only issue with Vader in Rogue One. But if you had a whole movie of just that Vader with Hayden, fuck yeah, all about it. You know. Maybe Qui-Gon Jinn comes and visits him in his little meditation chamber. He keeps telling him to fuck off. First film after the prequel should have been Vader hunting down any survivors of Order 66. And that's the thing with the Jedi Purge and Order 66. The more they show, it's like Star Trek. The deeper into it you go, the more you fuck it up. It's like, oh, this one survived, and that one survived, and this one survived. And like, how many of them survived? And if that many survived Order 66, we need a Vader movie. Yeah. Yeah. Titan says, my laser guns and battle tank mug gets a laugh every time. Dude, that's awesome. I think he could. Yeah. Oh, Mutron, I'm starring that about Poland. Dude, Hayden Christensen is Solid Snake. I could see it. Yeah, I could. I mean, he can do fucking dark, right? Not like Solid Snake is like that kind of dark, but he's not the nicest. I think Hayden's got the range for sure. Steve Buscemi. No, I'm going to say no. Oscar Isaac is a great actor. He's a fucking great actor. I just don't see him visually as Hideo Kojima's like young Christopher Walken, wow, kind of Solid Snake. Dude, if they brought Starkiller into the movie, his assassin apprentice, that would be good. Yeah, I mean, that's where everything gets a little weird, right? Because they decanonize that and so on and so forth, and then they undecanonize it. They just fuck their own stuff up. Yeah. Yep. The Senate will be informed that Jeddah was destroyed in a mining accident. Yep. If they do Vader, he has to slaughter every Jedi he encounters. No one escaping. They need to show that the one that lived are few and far between. Agreed. I didn't like Star Wars Rebels. I didn't like the weird animation style. But they used Vader very well, like Bruce the Shark from Jaws. When Vader showed up, you know, it was you either die or you try to run away. There's no chance in beating Vader, period. And that's how it should be. This whole thing where they keep cucking Darth Vader, that Obi-Wan series, there's no way that Obi-Wan should have been able to beat Vader, period. Yeah. Obi-Wan could never fucking beat Vader. Even in the episode 3 book, it was made very clear how Obi-Wan was able to fucking hack those limbs off. He was Darth Vader, but pre-suit Darth Vader. They need to put a movie out that shows us the dark side. I thought Kylo was going to do it, but lols. Yeah. Oh, Taron Egerton? Isn't that his name? Yeah, Eggsy? I think that's Taron Egerton. I like the Kingsman movies. Even the prequel. That Rasputin dude was fucked up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Dravenlock. This is what I'm talking about. If I was in charge, everyone would receive the fucking Marauder Gunrunners Vietnam Kickstarter. Dude, you know what you get? You get this. Is that racially insensitive? I don't know. I don't think it is, so I don't care. Oscar Isaac is an excellent actor, but the Disney Moon Knight was dog shit. And his character was treated like utter shit in the prequels. Yeah. The chat never wears their glasses, or Chad never wears his glasses. Again, military writing style, kids. Mm-hmm. Generally free of grammatical errors in a single rapid reading. Huh? Figure it out.
What the hell is even that?
You want a movie of him laughing at sand? I don't know. Dude, he was so good in that. The scene where he gets lifted up like the creature of Frankenstein and says, no. Oh, I thought you were talking about the Frankenstein movie with Oscar Isaac. I get you. Yeah. Again, in the book, it is so much better. So much better. Kenobi shouldn't be in the Vader movie. No, Kenobi should be nowhere near Darth Vader. Period. Not even a little. They should have never been near each other in that fucking Kenobi show. It's fucking dumb. But again, you have people running intellectual properties that either don't know anything about it, don't care about, canon or continuity, and they're just like, oh yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. Everybody wants to see the rematch of blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we saw it. And the fucking Death Star, right? Right outside of Docking Bay. No, I almost said Docking Bay 94. That was Mos Eisley. Yeah. Clear Bay 327. Yeah. Right outside of that fucking Docking Bay. They should have never done it. Oh, slaughtering sand. 5 W's, you slack-jawed sons of bitches. Yeah. Use your 5 W's, kids. I'd love to see a Chad Vader cameo. Chad Vader. The episode of Maul Shadow Lord that Vader shows up in was good. No talking, just being an unstoppable monster. I've not seen that show, but like the costume for Moon Knight and Mr. Knight, Disney got everything else wrong. Yeah. Quinlan Voss would be cool. Yeah, they changed his continuity numerous times already anyway. Yeah, Quinlan Voss would be cool. Maybe have a couple. Like, have some disposables. Do you guys remember Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars? The first time you ever saw General Grievous? And yes, it's canonized because when Mace Windu crushes his chest, that's why he wheezes like that in Revenge of the Sith. But the first time you ever see General Grievous, all those Jedi or like hunkered down inside of that crash ship, the one that looks like fucking Shaggy, and he just destroys them. Yeah. Kenobi show broke canon. I hope this movie would retcon that trash. Me personally, I think the only thing Disney Star Wars that should survive is Rogue One. And then again, I would have done the Dark Forces route. That's what I would have done. I would have gone the Dark Forces route for fucking Rogue One. We need a Dark Jar Jar. No, I don't think we do. I don't believe so. Mm-hmm. Jedi Ben, what's up, brother? Good to see you. We were just talking about Hayden Christensen in a Star Wars Darth Vader movie. Why don't you just call it Vader? Just Vader. Not a Star Wars story or any of that shit. You don't need to put whatever Star Wars, right? Star Wars sells, but if you had a movie that just said Darth Vader, Disney should do Legends in the same vein DC just did Nightfall. I'd be down with that. Just call it a dead horse. I see what you did there. Just call it a... Yeah. It kind of is. Yeah. But just like Masters of the Universe. Right. It died a very quick, ugly death in 1987. As long as you treat these characters with respect, you can bring them back. They could save Star Wars. Anywho, we're going to move on from this. Metal Gear, huh? Speaking of Metal Gear. From what I understood, it was always the plan to give all the Metal Gear Solid games the Delta treatment. Unknown about Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2. The real ones, the MSX ones, not the NES ones. But the report is they're doing Metal Gear Solid 1 now and not 5. Because, right, 5's pretty fucking solid. Get it? See what it did there? 1 would need it more than 5. So, a new report is that 5's going to get left alone. They're going to go to 1 and then 2. So, I don't know how everybody feels. Is part of the lasting appeal and the love of Metal Gear Solid, right? The PS1 Metal Gear Solid from what, 99? Is it because of the camera angles and the controls and this and that? Brandon wants a modern reboot. Modern reboot or like a complete remake of what was there? And here's one thing that I have to point out. When they went from Metal Gear Solid to the Twin Snakes and they put in all the controls for Metal Gear Solid 2 with the ledge hanging and all that stuff, yeah, it did kind of make certain areas easily bypassable. But when they redid all the voice acting, it was not as good. Yeah, I want to see... Okay, so I mean, I have Twin Snakes, right? I got the GameCube Twin Snakes, so... Sure, I feel you. But when they... when you play Metal Gear Solid and listen to, like, the inflection in their voices and, like, the really good voice actor work... When they all came back for Twin Snakes, it was very flat. It just didn't feel the same. A lot of the musical changes didn't hit as well either. Jim Largo, speaking on the Star Wars stuff that we just moved on from. How have we gone this long without an X-Wing Rogue Squadron series? Just adapt the books. Well, Patty Jenkins was supposed to do Rogue Squadron. Medieval Alchemist says Shadow Moses Revisited. Man, I would watch a playthrough like I'd watch a playthrough if you did it. But I am out on modern gaming. I could fucking fire up Metal Gear Solid right now. I could. We could do that. I'd love to see Solid Snake and Sam Fisher team up in a game together. Now that would be cool. It would be cool. One's Konami, one's Ubisoft. However, Sam Fisher has made comments about Solid Snake numerous times. Most recently in Ghost Recon Wildlands, in the Sam Fisher mission. At the end of it, when he's talking to your CIA handler, yeah, he said, there was this other guy, Army Ranger, wore a bandana. She's like, yeah, he retired. It's like, oh, so I'm the last. Mm-hmm. The problem with most game remakes these days is all the not subtle wokester inserts. Okay. Metal Gear Solid Delta, or Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta, whatever, you know what I mean? Like Snake Eater. Didn't have any of that shit. In fact, they retained the original voice acting. So I don't know. But if it was done in the Snake engine, like Metal Gear Solid 5, but, you know, the Shadow Moses nuclear, right, storage facility, I'd be all about it. It'd be fucking quick, though. It would be quick. If they gave it the same treatment as Resident Evil 2 through 4 remakes, I'd be down for that. Yeah, same, but Resident Evil 4 removed a bunch of Leon's like more based comments, like I don't take orders from a lady and stuff. So remake what it was with modern enemy AI, update environmental storytelling, updated control schemes while leaving the heart intact. I'd like to assemble the rifle to fight Sniper Wolf, for example. I dig that. Yeah. I do miss the gaming streams. I'd be down for a PS1 playthrough. Yeah, I'd be down for that. One game I think that got nailed down pretty well control-wise was Splinter Cell series. I agree. You know, here's the funny thing about the gaming streams. There's always going to be the fucking, right, the naysayers and the copycats and the crybabies and shit. One of them tried to say that since my gaming streaming failed, and I'm like, do you know how many people watch one of my friends on the daily who game streams? But he has like 250,000 subscribers. Do you know how many people watch him game stream? Do you know how many people watched me game stream? My game streams did not fail whatsoever. Not even close. Would a Rogue Squadron series have any bush Wookiees? Maybe we can ask. Hold up. Ask her. What did she say? I can't tell if that was a yes or a no. I don't speak bush Wookiee. Remake games always lose the gameplay value because it's always filled up by cutscenes, magic, or music changes, and other small details. Resident Evil Remake 1, 2, 3, 4, meh. I would be down. Me personally, I would be down. I see the president's daughter has been equipped with ballistics. Are you talking about Resident Evil 4? So Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, and Metal Gear Solid are all in the same universe. No. Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon, yes. Those are Ubisoft. Metal Gear, like anything related to Metal Gear is Konami. They are not in the same universe. It's just that Sam Fisher makes comments about this specific character because Splinter Cell was heavily influenced by Metal Gear. Metal Gear. Yeah, it's an homage to Metal Gear. Final Fantasy VII remake is great. Interesting. Mutron says, for me, Metal Gear Solid remains in its own league. It's never been bettered. You can't deny that playing Metal Gear Solid for the first time was life-changing. I absolutely agree. I 100% agree. Hal Jordan says, okay, I lied. I'll be here for a bit. Womp womp. What did I miss? I don't know, man. You tell me. Remakes aren't always shit, but a lot of times they disappoint. Yes, Tom Clancy is Ubisoft. That's what I was saying. I was never much for watching others play a video game. I would rather play than watch. However, my kids will watch videos of folks playing games. Yeah, that's true. Sorry if it's unchad. I try, but watching other people game always feels to me like waiting my turn to pop a quarter into Street Fighter 2. I feel you, man. I do feel you. I'm just saying, I was getting the same numbers as mandatory fun while I was game streaming. Sometimes more. Just depended on the game and whatever. Sorry. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Most forget that it was first titled as. Bro, is that Yoda? What the fuck is that? Need an open world Manhunt remake. Metal Gear was pop culture 15, 20 years before Splinter Cell. It makes sense they pay homage. Yeah, that's what it was. I used to bullseye bush Wookiees in my T-16 back home. The gap between their teeth isn't much bigger than 2 meters. Nice. Yep. That's exactly correct. All those are in the same universe. Yep. They are all Tom Clancy canon. First person I saw kids watching play games was PewDiePie. And I thought it was super weird since the kids all had the systems. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think so, Mutron. I think he had a moment. Anyway, let's move on from this. Thoughts? RoboCop? Amazon series? If you don't know, I'm here to help you get in the know. This is supposed to take place right after RoboCop 2. So... gross. Probably, but gross, dude. Not again. Yeah, Rainbow Six is also Tom Clancy. That's correct. Yeah. Watching people play games is the same as watching your favorite sports team. Okay. I watch people. I go to people's game streams to hang out with people, not to necessarily watch the game. But it's there. I don't know. Jim Largo, I'm starring that about Exo Squad. Hal Jordan says if they don't pussy it out and keep it dark like the first movie, it could be good. TD3 Trooper, what's up? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We are discussing remakes and requels and crappity poopity poo. It's loosely associated with if you were in charge of things. So, meh on RoboCop. The game that came out kind of put a cap on it for me. In a good way? Rogue City? Good way, bad way. Again, kids, 5 fucking W's. Clear, concise, and a single rapid reading. I'm going to teach you all military writing style. Yep, see, just like this. RoboCop was one and done. Great movie, no need for sequels. Yeah. I don't know, because dumb? Because dumb. I don't know. Probably by people that don't understand that the fucking visor. Yeah. Maybe they think his targeting system and all that stuff is in the visor. You know, oh, it's like fucking Iron Man. Amazon isn't going to do RoboCop justice. Well, not only do we have an Amazon RoboCop coming, we have the fucking Amazon Tomb Raider coming. Yeah, from that insufferable bitch, that was in the last indie movie, and droid rights in the Solo movie. But Sophie Turner looks pretty good as Lara Croft. I mean, that's just going off the visual, right? Dead or Alive. This Amazon series will most likely suck. Snot Lips. I sometimes watch streamers playing extremely difficult games like Mario Maker Kaizo levels. All right. Recently picked up an original copy of the first Tomb Raider, says Steven. It's been a long time. Yeah, the first Tomb Raider is fantastic. It's all about atmosphere and environment. I like the new Evil Dead movies more than the old ones. Random, but okie doke. Headcanon says the RoboCop series needs to hit the balance of dark and societal parody. Yep. Social commentary, all that stuff. That the first movie had. I don't think they are capable of doing that nowadays. I like the fact that in the second movie, frickin' Kane had Elvis's skeleton. It's just random. You know what I want remade with the balls to the wall, no fucks given attitude? The Warriors. Oh, man. On PS2. Again, update the enemy AI detection, add some depth. Dude, that would be cool. Bobby Vance wants to know, what are we in charge of? If you were in charge of anything, pick it, dude. Doesn't matter what it is. The G.I. Joe IP, Hasbro, Mattel, whatever you want to be in charge of, whatever you think you could affect positive change. Yeah, see, this I agree with, and I'm going to say the same thing in regard to this fucking Starship Troopers remake. They don't work without Verhoeven. I mean, anything else that they've remade from Verhoeven's filmography, it just doesn't work. Look at Total Recall. Nope. Al Jordan says, watching them peoples play them video games is like watching porn for the story. The only gaming streams I've been in are Chad's because we always have fun in the chat. Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about hanging out with the chat. I heard the game that came out was pretty solid. It is good. Jeff says it's dog shit. However, would not be against a TV series set after RoboCop 2. Infrared, duh. No, come on. None of that stuff is in the fucking visor or the helmet. I guess they missed the part in the first movie where he doesn't have his helmet on and he's talking about how his tracking is messed up. Yeah. And he needed help to aim at the jars of baby food. Again, you got people that they don't understand. This has the same energy to me. And again, it's just me. Remember that Snake Eyes poster where he's standing there with the visored helmet? And I'm like, oh, that's a motorcycle helmet. It has the same fucking sad energy. I don't know. I don't know why these kind of poses are always supposed to be a flex. Steven says they need to leave these 40-year-old properties alone. Dude, there you go. Nothing can top OG RoboCop. Not even a little. Remember the guy that got shot in the dick? Peppered Farms remembers. It's glowing just to show the shine the flunky got on that thigh. Yeah. Amazon Voltron. Yep. RoboCop became Cyclops. I wanted the Stargate continuation, but Amazon is saying, nah, dog. Yeah, well. Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, they definitely shot themselves in the feet numerous times. If they can stay true to a majority of the original lore and not oversaturate it with agendas and woke bullshit, I'll give it a chance. But it's Amazon. So I don't know. If they make that Tomb Raider fucking show like the animated series, all insufferable girl boss bullshit, negative. RoboCop upgraded by Night Industries. Yeah, no shit. Ann Lewis is going to cuck him every episode. We're going to find out. Matt, how is Amazon going to do RoboCop when they're basically OCP in real life? It could be in his visor, Chad. It could work as a backup system. No. No. Rogue City was adequate. I definitely believe it could have been better. My main complaint is some characters like OCP CEO felt changed from his movie version. Yeah. A lot of it was for the nostalgia feels of the ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk when he's walking, because there's a lot of that in that game. He's just fucking strolling around. I liked Amazon Masters of the Universe and Amazon Fallout, so why not RoboCop, says Brandon. Will it be Verhoeven's RoboCop? Likely not. That's a minus, but that still leaves lots of room for something decent from Amazon. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'd buy that for $1. I was waiting for somebody to do that. Remake Critters. Why? Critters is fine how it is. RoboCop inspired so many to sign up. That kind of inspiration / propaganda can't be matched. Same with G.I. Joe, kids. With it being Amazon, my confidence is honestly zero. Look at what they did to James Bond. Remake of Scanners starring Dana Carvey. Robo Slop. Matt says Starship Troopers based on the book is what we need, not Verhoeven, not understanding that the book was about civil responsibility, not fascism. I just like Verhoeven, man. I just like it. That's it. And I'm kind of one of those, with Joe, it was the comics over the cartoons. With something like Starship Troopers, I saw the Verhoeven movie numerous times before I ever read the book. You know what another topic we need is? Cult classics. We need to talk about cult classics, like movies that bombed, but you know, they stood the test of time. People fucking love them. Blade Runner, technically a cult classic. Megaforce is a cult classic. Legend with Tim Curry, cult classic. Yeah. I never bought the I bought the RoboCop game but never played it. I bought it. I'm like halfway through it. I don't believe I finished it. Yeah. Bitches leave. Dude, he was so good. Yeah. Come on, Sal. The Tigers are playing tonight. Yeah. He's so good in that movie. Original RoboCop is fantastic. 2 is not as good but fun. I will not speak on 3. Yeah, we don't talk about Cyborg Ninja RoboCop 3. No. RoboCop 3 does not exist, kids. He got lipstick on his visor. Figured it out. Dirk. Bobby, I'm going to star this. We're going to come right back around to it. Hal Jordan says, I'll give the RoboCop show a chance for a couple episodes. If they can't pull me in with the first 2, I'll be out. That's generally what I do as well. Yeah, watch a couple. If I'm not feeling it, I'm gone. The poster image is dumb. See, that's clear, concise, free of grammatical errors in a single rapid reading. There you go. That's how you do it. Same with this one. What the hell is Cross? Amazon shows are hit and miss. Fallout is good, so is Reacher and Cross. I don't know what Cross is. Sorry. Just the red light from the visor tells you right there, again with the typos, people that are making it, no, oh man. Didn't like the Rings of Power, Wheel of Time. Oh, Wheel of Time was fucking garbage. Garbage, man. Rings of Power, I wouldn't even touch it. I don't know why any Lord of the Rings fan even watched that shit. But again, like what you like. Like what you like. I love Megaforce. So. Shit. I work for Dick Jones. You're a cop. The whole series will just be RoboCop apologizing to blue-haired Karens for disagreeing with them. Remember in RoboCop 2, where they get all touchy-feely and stupid? Speaking of social commentary. And then he's just a bitch. Till he decides to fry himself. Put me down. Cobra Criticizer. Old Call of Duty helped push a lot of dudes in the military. Absolutely. I got a buddy, he was a combat engineer. We still talk all the time. Dude is a badass. And I'm saying that dude was a badass. And I'm a fucking badass. He joined because of Call of Duty. Yep. Called me up one day and he was like, I'm thinking about joining the Army. He's like, I love playing Call of Duty. I want to go do it for real. And I'm like, it's not the same thing, dude. He's like, I still want to go do it. And that guy was a fantastic soldier. Fucking awesome. He would blow shit up. Yep. Mother Slug, best part of the original movie was the sound he made when walking wasn't dubbed. Wasn't dubbed in. That's what really sounded like. I thought it was dubbed. The hydraulics in his feet. I don't trust Amazon Rings of Power. Anyone. Motu was a fluke. Agreed on cult classics. Yeah, we're going to talk about cult classics. I don't remember what his name is. Oh, Blomkamp. Neil Blomkamp. There we go. I just got there. Cult classic Wizard of Oz. No, that's a negative. Mother Slug. Matt Mahler says, I'm not saying he made a bad movie at all. The movie is great, but the book is wildly different. Yes, no, that is true. Yeah. That is true. Yeah, they're different takes. Yeah. He couldn't do the suits, like the power armor and all that stuff. And Johnny Rico is completely different character. Purple Gang is a cult. Oh wait, that's different than cult classics. Yeah, there's nothing classy or classic or classical about the Purple Gang. No, they just insulate. Yeah, scumbags. We all know. Just give me my fucking phone call. He's so good. Look at my fucking face, dick. Yeah, we don't talk about flying RoboCops. Look what Amazon did to Halo. Oh, yeah. They destroyed it. I'm not illiterate, I promise. I think this poster is just meant to be a cool promo shot. Judge the shot after you watch it. Sheesh. No. I gave my opinion. That's my opinion. Write it the fuck down. I hate these poses. They're just like they're uninspired. We could do a whole stream about fucking teaser posters with this friggin' pose. Be cooler if he had his frickin' weapon in his hand. Probably be another girl boss show making him the Robo Cuck. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Mam's trying to fucking sleep and her phone won't stop going off. I swear to Jesus. Grammatical and spelling errors are inevitable with fat thumbs and tiny on-screen keyboards. Yeah, no, I get it. It's just a running joke. I still think we need to bring back like full QWERTY keyboards, kids. Give me a new sidekick. I will take that. I want to watch RoboCop. The movie? Yeah. And then that music. I want to say the music was Basil Polidorus, right? The same guy that did Starship Troopers. Did he also not do Conan? I think he did the Conan films. Who's playing RoboCop? No friggin' idea. Badassatron. Blowing shit up is underrated. Oh, it's so good. I loved blowing shit up. I'll blow anything up. Does anyone remember the Game Boy RoboCop game having to shoot the criminal behind the chick he was holding hostage? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Do you guys remember I want to say it was Super NES. Maybe it was older. RoboCop versus Terminator. That was a fun game. I liked it. Even today, the scene when Ed 209 malfunctions is brutal. Yeah. And when he initially filmed it, it was worse. He had to cut that scene down. So good that when you watch the commentary and they talk about how people on the film crew were just like disgusted and completely shocked by that. It's the Metal Gear Solid music in the background, Jeff. Oh, Halo was Paramount. That's right. Yeah. But it's right. Paramount Plus on Amazon Prime. So, yeah, I could see where people would get confused like that. Yeah. Maybe it's the light from his car reflecting in the visor. Oh, look at you. Swear to me. Dan Stevens is playing RoboCop. Hopefully they cast Elliot Page. I don't know who Elliot Page is. I know who Ellen Page is. I know who Ellen Page is. 100%. Yeah. Jesus, man. The dude like never wore his visor. Yeah, Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear. Toxic Crusader. That's out of left field. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're talking about Emil? When Emil gets pushed into the frickin' the vat of toxic chemicals and then it goes woo out into the street. Yeah. Yeah, they threw a bunch of like rotted chickens and all that stuff. Yeah. Gotcha. Paramount before Ellison brought him. Crystal is right. Paramount has gone more base since Ellison brought him. Brought him. Or got you. Bought as you were. Yes. Paramount is definitely on the right track these days. Yeah. With Skydance kind of running the show. Mm-hmm. What's up, Slade? Good to see you, man. Oh, I don't know why today is just this kind of a day with half of you. When you used to go to school, did you ever have gym first period? I don't believe so. But let's see. I graduated high school in 1991. It's 2026. So I don't really remember. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. And then somebody posted this. I don't remember where it was. Yeah. Karen, the enemy. Loud megaphone of entitlement, overpriced coffee, endless list of complaints, Karen rewards membership cards, designer purse, emotional support. Down here, it says primary military specialty, complaints and escalation, secondary military specialty, secondary MOS, making everything worse, birthplace suburbia, weapon of choice, entitled outrage. Karen believes the rules don't apply to her, and if they do, she deserves an exception. She could turn a minor inconvenience into a 5-alarm crisis and will escalate any situation until it reaches maximum chaos. She feeds on authority and thrives on confrontation. Nothing is ever her fault, ever. The customer is always right, especially Karen. I want to speak to your leader. I don't remember who made this, but this shit is funny. Sweet Jesus, that action figure. But wait, wouldn't Karen be a Joe? No. Like her Karen belt buckle there. Chad, did you skip a grade? Technically, yes and no. Okay, so on the East Coast, you need 36 credits to graduate. In New Mexico, you need 24. When I got to New Mexico, I should have been finishing 10th grade. And they said, oh, you have too many credits to be in high school anymore. So I took 2 classes, Earth, Space Science, and Psychology. Go figure, right? Because that wound up being what my graduate's degree is in. And I just finished out the year, and they were like, yeah, well, I took those 2 credits for a semester, and then they were like, you can walk at graduation if you want. And I just got my diploma. It was kind of weird. Yeah. That's what it was. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the credit requirements for the East Coast versus New Mexico is completely different. Medieval Alchemist, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Imagine the parody toy pictures if this figure was real. God, I wish. Sounds like my mother-in-law. Sounds like a lot of people's fucking mother-in-laws, right? Chad, smart. I am so smart. SMRT. However, the reason I put this in here, that was my comment. That's most of the classified collectors right there. Because it is. Bunch of fucking bitch asses. Yeah. I don't know if any of you know who this female is. She posts a lot of shit on Instagram. Everybody talks about her million filters, but I don't care. She's based as fuck and she doesn't give a hell. So I think she's awesome like that. She does have the him heartogram tattooed on her face, which, you know, it's a bold move. So Mutron says that this lady looks like the woman who was yelling at her kids for playing outside. Shit. Wasn't the Kareness in the Snake Eyes movie? She was. The Kareness was definitely in the Snake Eyes movie. But again, Larry Hama was all about it, right? Yeah. The head sculpt isn't far off from either a Sue Storm or Emma Frost Legends. So it is possible to kit bash this bitch. I would like to see it. Matt says, I would do a toy activism with that figure where she gets told to shut up and go back to Starbucks. This chick is funny. Oh, okay. She is based as fuck. Yeah. Yeah. The singer from Him approves. Anyway, so a lot of people who speak their mind and are unapologetic about it get shit from people on the daily. Ask me how I know. And she posted this reel. And this guy commented and said, by the way, take that picture of Prime behind you down now, you fucking subhuman shit heap. Again, right? Because she's based. She's not a fucking leftist. You are the kind of person that stands against, again, with your fucking typos, people, that character in every way. And then I guess this is supposed to be bitch because I mean, does she look butch to any of you? No. The person who wrote this, yeah, and then has to have the image of Reagan is in hell. I want to go look up this AC Bono motherfucker on Instagram. No lies detected on that post. What are you talking about? Which post? This? Is this what you're talking about? Most of these Karens are just lacking a good kit bashing. If you know, you know. I don't understand face tattoos. My friend has dragons all over his bald head. Still to this day, I don't understand. Well, you know, it's a choice, I guess. The guy who wrote that is not hooked on phonics. No, he is not. He is definitely not. But you know, he's showing you how fucking woke he is. One, again, right, with the hate watchers, hate commenters, just trying to get some sort of weak satisfaction from dumb shit, which we're going to look at a little more of that. Why? Okay. But this guy shows that he's a model fucking, you know, member of society by writing all this stuff. And, yeah. Just because, you know, yeah. Wanted to share that. And then one of my exes was tattooed up the same way. She was a sweetheart and based as fuck. I mean, look at the ma'am. Ma'am's all tatted up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The ma'am is fully tatted up. But they're the peaceful, inclusive ones. Oh, it's always the tolerant, peaceful ones. Again, I will always argue. Show them a black conservative and see what happens. Yeah. They're not inclusive. They're all about diversity except for. Their diversity is very narrow. Very, very narrow. Chad, that's so insensitive of you. The typos are on AC Bono on purpose to show his anger at absolutely nothing. Never mind. He's clearly dumb as fuck.
Chad, how insensitive of you.
I don't give a fuck. Like, nothing about this. Right? She has a poster of Optimus Prime. Nothing about this screams that this guy is intelligent, rational, inclusive, tolerant. None of that. Nothing. He doesn't like her opinions and her views. This is how it always goes. Right? Insult. But then there's all the typos. With a lot of these posts, you just see the ridiculous typos all the time. Oh, War Chest is here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Dude, get the fuck out. Not the first part, the second part. She instructs ninjutsu? That's fucking awesome. Fuck yeah. No, he can't spell. He can't spell at all. I'll give him credit for this little combo word right here. Yeah, hold up one sec. Sorry. Yeah. What's up, Big M? Freaking jerkwad. Good to see you. Appreciate you. What's her handle on Instagram? I don't remember. I don't follow her. Her shit just comes across my feed, my reels. I'm sure somebody will put it in there. Can one of you guys hook up InDesigns? What is her Instagram? Yeah, sorry, I cropped it. So sure somebody knows. And that dumb fuck hates Reagan, clearly a commie. Not only that, right? I can read it. No. He's really mad, right? Completely delaminating because she has a poster of Optimus Prime. And in this reel, she's like, okay, well, even if I took the poster down, I have him tattooed on my thigh. And then she shows a still image of her, like in a bathing suit with Prime on her right thigh. This guy wants to be mad about someone that he disagrees with liking Optimus Prime, right? See, that's the wrong gatekeeping. It just is. And he wants to say Ronald Reagan is in hell. If it wasn't for limiting government, right? Reducing governmental bloat, and Reagan's deregulation of a lot of stuff, we would not have had the childhoods that we had in the 80s. The comics, the cartoons, the toys, right? All being like the three pillars of intellectual properties wouldn't have happened without Reagan's deregulation. You wouldn't have had your fucking G.I. Joe Action Stars cereal or any of that stuff. Nothing. You wouldn't have had it. And he wants to get mad about somebody having a fucking poster of Optimus Prime. Yeah. No, and then check my text. Look at this guy. He's got access. Bro. Okay, we're going to show these on Thursday. I'm not going to do it now because I'd have to upload them to my Google Drive and all that stuff. Dude, thank you, Kenzo. Do you guys want to see? Do you want to see a little fucking low rent? Yeah, I'm sorry. This is going to be, it's going to be how it is if you want to see it right now. But oh man, yes, dude. Here's another one. Yeah, we're gonna run with that. Keep the hobby clean, right? This is another guy. Right. We got to keep the hobbies clean. Yeah, we got to keep those people out. No, sorry, but no. Yeah, if anybody knows what her name is, throw it in the chat. She has Prime on her thigh, and we're not showing that picture. Why? Ooh, that rhymed. Yeah, you're like Vanilla Ice. I would rather shown her face so people know who I'm talking about versus just her leg. Yeah. I'm just going to leave that on the screen. Defending, it's not $1 million. It's multi-billion-dollar corporation and now fictional characters. Weird. Who are you looking for? This. Yeah. That person. What the fuck is this? 2 likes, comrade. I don't understand. What is 2 likes, comrade? Anyway, moving on. And then? Hey, speaking of, just read it. Just take it in. Now, Matt, who's here, says Toy Activision. You like Activision Blizzard? Sure, he did point that out. But again, we've all seen what, you know, when you have nothing to talk about, mining the whole Golden Girls should be in classified and gem and blah, blah, blah. And how I said simps and right. Jim Largo says those of us who lived through the Carter and Reagan administrations have a different perspective than the loudmouths of the interwebs. Yeah, exactly. What do you guys want to bet that dude wasn't even around when Reagan was president? Or if he was like a fucking baby or a toddler. Does anybody remember him going to fucking Berlin? Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Just the fucking presence that the Gipper had. Ronald Reagan was a fucking beast. A beast. Yeah. I guess they don't have any new classified stuff to talk about. So again, right, we got to come see what fucking Chad's talking about. Yeah. I don't know what this gem thing says. Gem never enlisted. I make simp. Get it? Simp. I see what you did there. Again, all the fucking bald bearded dudes. Yeah. Transformers shouldn't I don't know. You can't even really read it. Yeah. You have to make a t-shirt 2 likes, comrade, because every time you're on other people's channels looking at what they say, they always have 2 likes. Oh, yeah, that's just screenshots from Instagram. Yep. The man was an absolute beast. That's why they called him Ronald Reagan. I don't remember the tear down this wall speech, but I definitely remember watching the wall get torn down and my father, who spent his time in the army in Germany, as a German American, being emotional about it. See, dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Some of them are way too tall. One of them is definitely too tall. Most of them are too thin. But yeah, so that's going to be a thing. And then based on that, because right, those were sent to me. So today's comment of the day comes from none other than the most trusted puppet in media, Sam Newsman. It says, make sure you comment on a stream that your dick is getting overcrowded and you will have to start taking pre-orders for space on it. I loved that. I loved that comment. But, you know, I mean, we can't, you know, we just fucking can't. I went to college the same place as Ronald Reagan. His legacy has been beaten into me. Yeah, he has a very strong legacy. Absolutely does. Reagan was legit, except for Iran-Contra, which at least he apologized for, and his amnesty for his illegals. Aside from that, he was a goat. You got to look into the whole amnesty for illegals thing. He didn't want the amnesty for illegals, right? But he had a Democrat ran Congress, and he really tried to work with them rather than against them, and it was the only way that he could get. And I'm not trying to make excuses for it, but right, the history is there of why that amnesty happened. But yes, I absolutely agree with you on that. 100%. I don't know. I don't care. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, yep, go watch it. Go give them some support. Apparently that's tonight, so you know I'm helping them promote it. Chad, I sent you that chick's Instagram. Oh, okay, thanks. Can you just post it in here what her name is so I don't have to go look at my phone? I would really appreciate that. Yeah, there it is, man. The sad reality of the situation is the ones who started all this shit get a pass. Yet the ones who call them out, you know, the reaction instead of initiation are the ones who end up getting called out and attacked. Well, yeah. Samantha Swan, there you go. Hi, Callie. What are you doing? That is who that is right there. Oh, I skipped it. I'm sorry, dude. When the chat jumps when I'm looking at something else, my bad. I'm a one-man fucking band over here, dude. I don't have 6 people on fucking screen. Thank God. You guys know what you get. You know what you get around here. It's mandatory. And sometimes it's ugly. Sometimes it's not. Nice, dude. Very nice. So you just knew, like right off the cuff, who that was? I don't know. But yeah, that's who it is. Thank you guys. I appreciate you both. Mother Slug says, I can barely remember Reagan or even Clinton. Well, there was one in between those two. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is all these people who they want to behave like they're. Let me get this image off the screen. I'm sorry. Just I want to put it on something that's a little more pertinent. The interesting thing is that if you look at a lot of these people who claim to be, activists and so on and so forth, and they know what's up, and they're going to tell you, right? They're the moral fucking authority. They're the North Facing compass. They're the heroes, but you're a piece of shit. All this stuff, right? They're going to tell you why you're wrong and these facts are wrong. I bet you if you ask them, name every president from today to the Civil War. Let's just say the Civil War. Let's not even go back to like Washington in reverse order. From today to the Civil War. They couldn't do it. I bet you half of them couldn't even get to Carter, let alone Kennedy. But they want to fucking tell you how this is and how that is. Yep. Those are the people, right? It's always the same. It's based on emotions. This is all emotionally driven. It's not based on facts. It's just based on like, I don't like you. I'm going to fucking spaz out, right? I don't like you. I'm going to fucking spaz out. It's all the same. It's all the same shit. And you just, no one should be surprised. Chad, you should figure out how to put yourself on screen 6 times for one of these streams. I bet you I could make this is my background, right? You notice it changes colors every week with the thumbnails and mandatory fun because, I put a little effort into shit. I bet you I could make in the wallpaper, like over there on the side or even here, I could just put fucking images of myself. I bet you I could do that. Probably do that. It might be fun. Maybe I'll fuck with that. Show me the toy activists making toys deport illegals. Show me the thousands of celebrations over a political assassination. Oh, wait, they can't. But call someone fat. Callie's there constantly trying to tell you that humans are morons and she requires more. Oh, yeah, dude. Callie gets all the love. Yep. Can Samantha Swan dress as the biter? Probably. Most people can't even tell you how many presidents we've had. Nope. 47, but probably not. Yeah. Bush Sr. didn't have charisma to compete with Reagan or Clinton. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Bush Sr. was also like a serious fucking skeletons in the closet motherfucker. Oh, look, he knows how many presidents we've had. Yeah, Bush Sr., ran the CIA. Yeah. Bush Sr. was, he knows where all the bodies are buried. Him and Hillary, they know where all the bodies are buried. The only thing I remember Reagan was from the intro to Saturday Morning All-Stars drug awareness cartoon. That was Ronald Reagan, not Nancy Reagan. The DARE program was all Nancy Reagan. I don't know, whatever. That just confirms to me that Shockwave is the best Decepticon. He operates on cold logic and not emotion. Yeah. I need 6 Hawaiian shirts. I think I have like 20. So. But I could do like, when I do the insult to inspiration videos, which I should probably do another one. God knows I have more than enough. I could probably do that guy and like, all his shawls and the big stupid hat. And then I could do the mullet guy and yeah, probably do all that. Oh, look at this. Look at the picture. The ex-presidents. Yeah, man. Bush Sr. knows. Titan says you got to love the moral authorities who don't know what their morals are or where they come from. Oh, their morals are suicidal empathy and, silence, hurt, kill anybody that doesn't agree with me. So punk rock, yet shill for massive corporations. Kind of sounds like Green Day, but, He was Bush 41 was an Avenger pilot during World War II. Yeah, that guy's got some fucking confirmed kills, kids. You guys remember when presidents were veterans? Yeah. Pepperidge Farms remembers. Hillary knows because she's the one that put a lot of them where they are. That is true. Yeah. Really? I didn't know that. I'm not going to read that, but I wasn't aware of that. Utah. Give me 2. Yep. I miss Gary Busey pre-accident. He was a great actor. He's a freaking awesome actor. Remember him in Predator 2? The lions, the bears. Oh my. He was so good in Predator 2. You guys have overthrown a British government before. Any chance you could get over here and do it again? I'd love to, man. Yeah. We could just treat it like the Blitz of World War II, where a bunch of Americans just come over and lend a hand. Know what I mean? We'll just come over and lend a hand again. Do it. Yeah, maybe I will. Prescott Bush was sending money. Let's not forget about Joe Kennedy, kids. Guys, remember Joe Kennedy and the painter and their mutual respect and adoration from one another? I remember. Nancy Reagan helped me decide which recreational pharmaceutical. Oh, stop it. You stop it. Ladies and gentlemen, war chest full of toys, shits in public with the stall door open. Praise Dale. Raise hell. Oh my God. Service should be a requirement for the office of president. I agree. Crusades 2026. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. I'm down. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old. I'm not saying that word. Good Lord, man. George Carlin. I don't understand what a blind man finding bricks at the bottom of a pool has to do with police work. Welcome to SeaWorld. I firmly believe that the president of the United States, to be the president, you need to have served in the military. You're the commander in chief. I agree. I absolutely agree. It's the same thing as if you're going to run a toy company, you should know about making toys, not come from Microsoft, etc., etc., or be some vice president, know-all mega bitch who came over from fucking Kellogg's and tell Alan Hassenfeld what he should do with G.I. Joe. But again, history. A lot of people don't know history. They don't care about history. They just want classified. And when they don't have classified, they got to find something else to talk about. Generally, it's me these days. But again, like Sam Newsman says, yeah, I need to start taking pre-orders for fucking space on my dick. Yeah. I'm sure all we'd need are 2x4s and harsh language, and the English government would kneel. Yeah. Attack them with fucking pillows. Oh, shit. War chest full of toys is fucking... Oh, my good God. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. War chest full of toys fucking running in here with the 20. Count them, 20 fucking gifted channel memberships. Dude, thank you. Thank you so much. Again, I made the decision to no longer let YouTube fucking put ads in any of my shit. Dude, you're the man. You're the man. I try to not use your real name on streams, but since I know it, when you and I talk, I feel bad. You know what? Fucking, I love it.
Wolverines. Hell yeah.
Fucking hell yeah. Thank you, War Chest. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Just like to run Lucasfilm, you shouldn't be an over-glorified barista. Fuck yeah, dude. Or note taker. Dude, thank you again, War Chest. You're the fucking man, dude. All of you are amazing. Just for being here and hanging out. But thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Not all Hassenfeld brothers were built the same. No, fuck no. No. Steven saved Hasbro. Hungry, Hungry Hippos, G.I. Joe, Transformers, off to the fucking races. Steven Hassenfeld. Alan Hassenfeld, who says that G.I. Joe put him through college and his kids and all this stuff. And then he's like, yeah, fuck it. We'll just kill it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Fucking, I swear to God. Yeah. Crystal and I may be the only regulars that are non-members. We suck. You guys don't suck at all, man. Not even a little. No. Mm-mm. Not even a little. Ooby Dooby, I'm going to star your comment right there because we're about to move over to that. Yeah. Justin Booth is not having a stroke. Just letting everyone know what I think of toy activists. All right. Well, we got a good amount of starred comments. So let's get to it. Let's do it. Let me take this bullshit off the screen, but I just kid. I was joking. I know you are, man. But I got to stress that stuff, you know. War Chest says, welcome to the revolution. Say it with me. His name was Robert Paulson. Appreciate you, my dude. Let me know if you find Jimmy Hoffa under the seat while you're at it, Mr. Wizard. I caught my first tube today, sir. All right, so here we go. These are the starred comments that you guys were talking about, and then I'll bounce back to the live. Crystal Clear says, if I could be in charge of any company, I'd pick Sega. As a fan of Sonic, I'm sick of the same characters over and over again. I'd go into the franchise history and bring back the characters that have a high enough fan demand, such as, right, Sally Acorn, Cosmos, Styx the Badger, making fans happy and making money as well. Isn't that weird? Shouldn't that be how it is? Right? The 4 Ps. We're going to talk about the 4 Ps. Not only that, Crystal Clear, but Tom Kalinske was really trying to rewrite the ship, so to speak, with Sega of America, but the people back at Sega headquarters in Japan, they didn't want to listen to Tom Kalinske. And that's the thing. When you have people like a Tom Kalinske or a Kirk Bazigian, you should put your fucking pencil down and listen, give them your full undivided attention. Kalinske, he had that chip locked in for a next generation console after the Genesis, and his bosses in Japan were like, no, we're not going to let an American tell us what to do. Where'd that chip go? The motherfucking N64. Again, people don't know their history of stuff, but they'll be real quick to tell you what's right and what's not. Jim Largo says, if I was in charge, I guess he's talking about Hasbro, I'd raid the Hasbro vault and offer every IP they bought and buried to other toy makers willing to pay a licensing fee. Take the risk on reviving older toy lines. Okay. I get that. Crystal Clear says, it's something that Sega seems to be allergic to, is making longtime fans happy. Yeah, now that they just, license their characters and make games for other platforms. It's weird. And the fucking Dreamcast was so ahead of its time, man. So ahead of its time. Sonny GTO says, if I was in charge of Hasbro, see, there you go, I would keep prices down. I would do 2 lines, 118 scale, 112 scale, do new and old figures, vehicles, playsets in the line. Boom. There you go. Clear, concise vision right there. Brown Coat. If I was in charge of Hasbro's action figure brands, I would switch the articulation to match Valaverse's. I would use the same game plan he uses for all his lines with accessory packs, etc., etc. His articulation is way better. Yeah, it's way better. If I were in charge of G.I. Joe, see, I like that right off the bat. I'd release the Flag, Terradrome, and Defiant. Oh, this is what you were saying previously. Was this yesterday? This was the fucking comment right here, boy. I'd release the Flag, Terradrome, and Defiant every Christmas season like the Barbie Dreamhouse in a 3-year rotation. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. It's perfect. Flag, Terradrome, Defiant. Flag, Terradrome, Defiant. So on and so forth. If you don't have it, you can get it in 3 years. Fucking such a good idea, man. That's a fucking... I love it. Jim Largo says, if I were in charge, I'd make a Metal Gear TV series that starts with Operation Snake Eater and Naked Snake. I'd watch the shit out of that, boy. I would watch the shit out of that. So you would do it canonically? 3, 5, then Metal Gear, then Metal Gear 2, then Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4. That's how you would do it canonically. Be pretty cool. You could add in some flashbacks in there too. That'd be pretty sweet. Mutron says, if I were in charge of everything, I'd make Europe follow Poland's example. Never back down, never surrender. Do not bow to suicidal empathy and the will of weaker men. Yeah, or women at all. I don't know. This woman that's about to be the new chancellor, which they should pick a new term. The new chancellor of Germany, she's done fucking around. Yep. She's gonna get on the Poland wagon. Yeah, they're gonna start just booting everybody out of Germany. But hopefully they don't just like squirt out into other European countries. Well, yeah, she's getting rid of them. Japan found out real quick too. A bunch of their temples started burning down, and they were like, "Yep, we're done. We're done. Yep, no mosques. Get out. Goodbye." Yeah, squiggles do not. Yeah, they don't work well with Western society. Period. Paragraph. Jim Largo. If I were in charge, I'd make new Exo Squad cartoon series, then launch a new toy line in 1/18 scale. Oh, man, I'd be all for that. All for it. Bobby Vance. He makes action figures. I would love to be in charge of the G.I. Joe IP. New movies, cartoons, games, and, of course, figure lines. The possibilities are endless with the vast character lineup it has. Yeah. I don't think that last sentence in this comment can be stressed enough. The possibilities are endless. Endless. What do? Nothing. Nothing. Well, they got classified. Yeah, that's kind of next to nothing, right? It kind of is. I'm not trying to downplay it, but it's pretty much next to nothing. Ooby Dooby said, if I were in charge, but I guess meaning the G.I. Joe intellectual property, all figure releases would be 2-packs with a Cobra Army Builder. I like that. You could even expand on that. You'd have a Cobra 2-pack, and it'd come with like, a named character and an army builder. Then you could have a Joe 2-pack with a named character and an army builder. Why not? Why not? What it really boils down to, if you look at the Ninja Turtle G.I. Joe crossover line, $16 for a figure, $40 or 40 something dollars for the Awe Striker, and then not much more for the Dragonfly. That's Mattel pricing. That is not Hasbro pricing. Their pricing it's fucking killing everything. It just is. It's fucking destroying everything. Hell yeah, Wolverines. That's what I'm talking about. Mother Slug, honestly, should always be honest, my friend. If I was in charge, I'd make everything here in America where it should be made, relying on China to make everything is shit. I paraphrased that last part. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. I think we all know why, right? 1, unions make everything way more expensive. 2, regulations. 3, bloated bureaucracy. And 4, corporations want everything on the cheap so they can charge more and make all their millions and billions. That's the problem. It's a lot of challenges in that. Justin Booth says, November 22nd, 2005, Xbox checkmated PlayStation 2 with their 360 console. 21 years later, they're doing it again by appealing to gamers and keeping physical media alive for gamers. Look, that Arsha Sharma chick, she needs to fucking keep her foot on their throat. Let Sony make all their dumb ass mistakes, and they're going to deflect and they're going to blame Rockstar and GTA 6. They will. But at the same time, yeah, fucking Xbox, it's like blood in the water, and they're all over it, which is good. Which is good. But, you know, like Brandon R. points out, all these gaming consoles, they're all just gaming PCs with different fucking window dressing. But I agree. Like, we got to keep physical media alive, 100%. But it's the same thing with toys. If you don't like what's going on right now, go backwards. Look to the past. There's awesome stuff in the past. Nicholas Gregory. Hasbro made a name for itself by doing what nobody else was doing and making the best action figures of the 80s, and then ran G.I. Joe into the ground by doing what everybody else was doing. Perfect. Perfectly stated right there in 1994. Rest in peace. Thank you, Ginger Kent and Alan Hassenfeld. Yeah, that's exactly it, man, right there. What was Joe known for? Articulation, snap-on, stay-on accessories, a vast roster of characters, package art. What are they now? Doing what everybody else is doing. Chasing that fucking Marvel Legends money in that fucking scale. Right? Piecemealing everything out. Same fucking vehicle molds over and over and over and over. You can't even get a fucking Silver Mirage. You can't even get a Battlefield accessory. No. Yeah. And charging way too much for what you're getting. It's fucking nuts. Yeah, man. Thank you for that comment. Bat Stan. If I was in control, I'd make less of the same character and make other characters and vehicles and playsets and no Kickstarter or HasLabs. There you go. The HasLab model is, it's definitely a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other, to me, right? I know a lot of other people and their thoughts on HasLabs, but some of them, okay, all right, you know, this is some of them. But most of them are, they're just an abuse of the model because they don't want to pay for the molds. Especially after the Snowcat. Like, everybody knew they got the wool pulled over their eyes with the Snowcat. That was fucking bullshit. 100%. You know, and the cheapening is just getting worse. Snowcat wasn't supposed to be a HasLab. It wasn't even on the fucking list. It wasn't even on the list. And then one day it magically shows up on the list for a focus group. Everybody who knew, me and at least 2 other people in this chat right now, knew that the writing was on the wall as soon as the Snowcat magically showed up, that it was going to win. And then that price point that it was supposed to be in, well, that magically disappeared. Then the Thunder Machine becomes made to order based on a frame of a vehicle that it shouldn't be on, and they took Thrasher out of it. You know why? Because they know you'll fucking pay for it. Photo Viper, if I were in charge of G.I. Joe, I'd go back to big vehicles and playsets. Fuck yeah. Spin Masters is making a giant Paw Patrol vehicle that transforms and has door ramps and gimmicks for $60. There you go. Big 'em. Straight up. Just a quick statement. I'd bring back Starcom. Fuck yeah. Nice. Mother Slug says, biggest problem with cartoons nowadays is that they are all done on PC, which makes them garbage looking. Just look at X-Men 97. Older cartoons were hand-drawn, which gave them better detail. As much as I like Nightfall, some of the animation is not the greatest. It's very, milk toast. That's what I'm saying. Make olive drab green great again. Fuck yeah, dude. I love that. Hal Jordan says, I feel if the big three, being Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, all came together and made one console that played everything, they could bank 100 times what they make on their own. I don't disagree with that. But competition is healthy. Competition is good. Arguing, not fighting, but arguing. Again, a lot of people hear the word argue and they think like, oh, we're going to fucking fight. No, like you're arguing a point. You're arguing like your stance and how you see things. Arguing is healthy. Those things create very good, very high speed, creative, competitive environments. And that's what charges innovation. I don't think they should. I really don't. Look, Nintendo's just happy doing Nintendo shit. So, Larry, what's up, man? Good to see you. Is it poop time? Are you watching the stream while you're on the shitter? That's cool. I do that too. Lotto, what's up, brother? Good to see you from across the pond. Palatoy was doing good here in the UK till Hasbro bought them out. So if I was in control, I'd make the old Action Force. Dude, yes. I had said earlier that my Neon at Night co-host is in town and we were hanging out last night. Even though Nicholas says death to Neon. Hey, what about Ace version 3? He came out in that time frame. Shipwreck version 2. There's some good shit. Headhunter Stormtrooper. Anyway, yeah, Nick was over last night and he was looking at all my Palatoy Action Force stuff, and he's like, "Man, I love this Action Force stuff." And he had never seen the Triad Fighter in person, and so he was looking at this, that, and the other thing, and I handed him the Triad Fighter, and yeah, he was really just like soaking up all of that love for Palatoy. I love Palatoy shit, all of it, man. I would bring that stuff back too. Their ATC, oh man, give me that. I mean, I have one, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Carlos says, if I were in charge of Joe, there'd be two basic assortment / Dollar General lines. One 118, one 112. $10 for a basic 118, $20 for a basic 112. I miss the fucking DGs. And then I know I've shown it before, but yeah. Oh, I almost dropped him. Do you guys remember these? The Family Dollar figures? The Valor versus Venom Family Dollar figures? Granted, that's not a DG 4-inch modern construction figure, but it's kind of the same principle, right? Yeah, absolutely. Ace's Place, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hope everyone is rocking this Tuesday. That we are. I am getting geared up and even more excited for tomorrow with Chuck Dixon. None other than Chuck Dixon himself. Nico says, if I ran Hasbro, everything would follow ideals of the 80s. Playsets, vehicles being big and awesome. They got to be awesome. But figures readily and regularly available. None of this one case of figures per store. There you go. It's the 4 Ps, right? Product, pricing, placement, promotion. It's what you need. War Chest Full of Toys is the Wolverine of the day. He fucking is. Yeah. Jeffy says, were I in charge, I would make mixed media product. Video games and action figure line. You buy the figure for $25, you get a skin for your character. You want the skin in the game, $35. There you go. There you go. I'm down with that. Get the parent and the kid who collect invested together. Matt says, if I were in charge of Joe, I'd do 118 scale Real American Hero, Classified 112th, and Adventure Team in both. For more odd stuff like cryptids and creatures, 5-packs for troop builders with a chase. Dude, I fucking love it. I love that. And that's the thing. Like, you don't need to sacrifice one for the other. Again, they put out all this stuff for Star Wars, which we discussed earlier. Star Wars they're dead. It's a moribund intellectual property. What used to be the third biggest IP in history is no longer. But Hasbro will pay all of this money to Disney to license Star Wars, make everything you can think of, an inexpensive or a lower cost kids line, vintage collection, retro, Black Series, vehicles, on and on and on, because they're just trying to recoup that money. They own Joe, and they treat Joe like shit. It's nuts. They can do it. They're too busy doing it for Disney IPs. And then they get stuck making Rose Tico and Admiral Holdo and all these figures for the Acolyte that showed up and then disappeared immediately, and they all just collect dust. It's fucking nuts. Like, they actually spent the time to cut those molds. Crazy. Warchest says the simple fact that we don't have an Oshkosh M1070 Het or a Hemet as a full-on Optimus Prime with Duke and Clutch that transforms into a war base and Optimus is a crime against HasLabs. I would get down with that. I would fucking get down with that. I can play more games on my PC rig than you can on any console. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with it. I'm just talking like basic guts, right? They're just proprietary gaming PCs. I'd bring back stylized, roided out characters like Trendmasters did with their Godzilla line. So it's make Power of the Force 2 steroid Luke Skywalker great again. Yeah. If I was in charge of Joe, I would make 5 POA $10 figures, O-ring $20 figures, 6-inch $25 and 12-inch $30. I don't want to see any more 5 POA, Joe. I understand Super 7 doing G.I. Joe in reaction was just reaction, right? It's its own aesthetic, its own style. But Joe and 5 POA it's a fucking no-go. I mean, look at G.I. Joe Extreme. Like, why do you want to reduce the points of articulation on a Joe? It just seems fucking crazy. Crystal Clear says, I'd buy them all day for $2 a pop. That's what they were at the Dollar Tree. DG, they were $5. I want to say they were $5. The Titan says, putting aside the crucible of debate, which is constructive arguments, is essential for a society. Agreed. But the people who want to tell us that they need to keep the hobby clean, they want you silenced if you don't agree with them. Weird. And the funny thing is, it's almost always about stuff not related to the hobbies. It's about stuff external to the hobbies. And then you say, maybe we need to keep that shit out of the hobbies. Oh, don't say that. G.I. Joe 66 says, for realsies, if Hasbro could make O-ring figures for 15 or 20 bucks, that would be fantastic. They could, right? Price is determined by volume. They could easily do that. But money. Super 7 makes less than Hasbro ever would, right? They're going to charge more. Plus, they pay for the license. Right? That cost gets passed on to the consumers. That's how that works. Yeah. What was that 4-pack Ghostbusters, right? They did the Ghostbuster O-ring 4-pack. It was, I want to say it was $50 for all 4 of them with good accessories. They can do it. It's not a matter of can't. It's a matter of won't. Mutron says, putting my kids to bed and being reminded of what we are in charge of. Oh, dude. I love this. Be a good parent. Be an example for them to be proud of. Be a teacher and a protector. That's perfectly on topic. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, it's not about our hobbies and our passions, right? Yeah, 100%, man. Be a protector and a teacher. Yep. Every opportunity is a learning opportunity. Be a good example to your loved ones. and the people around you. Lotto says, just sold my old collection to get Vala's Action Force and Monster Force, and yes, G.I. Joe, and they were boxed up too. Oh, man. Steven says, if I was in charge, there never would have been a Serpentor, which would snowball into Cobra Law. Serpentor didn't snowball into Cobra Law until Buzz Dixon. If you read like issue 45 through 50, maybe even 44 through 50 of the original Marvel run, that's not what Serpentor was. Not even a little. I think too many people only know the Sunbow iteration of Serpentor. Read it in the comics. It makes more sense. So, he wasn't built to be the Cobra Emperor. Matt says, I'd also sell a branded G.I. Joe printer. Wow. That has preloaded STL files to make scenery and accessories. See, that's outside the box. I like that. Right? A lot of people are into 3D printing. That's kind of fucking cool. And then if you don't want their G.I. Joe branded printer, then you could still get the files, but obviously you're going to pay for those files. I'm down with that. I'm fucking down with that, dude. It doesn't really get around the whole argument that fans do the best work, but I know it would negate the arguments, aka fucking crying of the glazers, right? The corporate lovers. Well, it's not from Hasbro, so it's not really G.I. Joe. Nicholas Gregory says, in the late 70s and early 80s, there were some great cardboard play sets out there. Fuck yes, dude. It could be done again. I'm just saying it's an underappreciated toy medium. Absolutely is. My 1979 Death Star completely agrees with you, as does the one and only cardboard G.I. Joe playset, the Cobra Missile Command Headquarters. Thank you, Sears. Yeah, freaking awesome. Nico just found the feet for his Red Sonja custom. Off topic, but awesome. If you guys haven't seen the progress on his Red Sonja custom, go check it out on his Instagram page. Shameless plug from my dude. Justin Booth. DG and Family Dollar both have play sets with 2 to 4 figures, a vehicle or two, and weapons accessories for 25 to 30 bucks. Not only that, look at the Kids Connection shit at Walmart. I turned one into a modern day vertical Cobra Missile Command Headquarters. Fucking awesome. And that playset cost me 20 bucks. All sorts of toyetic play features. Hal Jordan says, no matter what the action figure line is, there should always be accessory packs to go along with it. 100% agreed. Yeah. I mean, Joe used to do them. Remember? A lot of us remember. Yeah. Get figure stands, weapons in different colors and all that stuff. Sure. Yeah. Mother Slug says, I'm shocked. Nobody said anything about owning Hasbro. I'm sorry. Making a 1/18 scale line of Energon. So I just did. Good job. Appreciate it. You know, Blake Tarpley would appreciate me giving you this.
Oh, good for you.
If I were in charge, says Carlos, lawn darts would be mandatory in elementary school. I was stoked. The ma'am and I were going through a home goods store. The store's called Home Goods. And they had lawn darts. Yeah. Little by little, we're healing. Right? Little by little. Disney fired all their fucking DEI staff, and they're getting back down to business and trying to make money. Lawn darts are out there. People are back to openly saying the word retard. Yeah, we're starting to heal. The IRA is back. Germany's coming around. Look, yeah, we're going to win it. We're going to win this culture war, kids. Accessory packs are so needed. Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. See, I agree with this, but I don't at the same time. G.I. Joe needs a Call of Duty clone. Games make good marketing for toys. Yes. The one thing I will argue, and hear me out, pretty please. Call of Duty is first person. If you want to do skins and outfits and character models and all this stuff, you got to go like, for better or worse. I'm not saying like the gameplay, but you got to go like the Fortnite or Ghost Recon Wildlands. You got to do that over the shoulder, third person, to be able to see the character skins. I know you're not talking about skins or anything like that, but I definitely agree. Yeah, they need some kind of good game like that. I definitely agree. And, you know, multiplayer. You got factions. Cobra, Joe. That's it. Period. Done. I would be 100% down with that. Have PvP, PvE. You know, you could do it. They absolutely could. They could go to one of these companies and say, hey, like, we need a Joe game. Hi, Callie. You guys want to say hi to Callie? Come on. Come here. Hi. What are you doing? Are you being gorgeous? Yeah, you're beautiful. Say hi to everybody. Are you bored? Are you bored? Is the kid not giving you attention? My kid's doing college homework in the living room. Not giving my doggy enough love. She wants to come say hi to all of you. Yeah. Oh, hi, baby. Oh, you want to hold my shoulder? Okay. I need my hands. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. She said you're all awesome. Then she licked my face. Lotto says, not sure. Murder dog. Not sure if you've seen this, but a guy has made a G.I. Joe mod for Jagged Alliance 3 on PC, and it's freaking amazing. Anyone who has a PC and loves G.I. Joe should give it a look. That's awesome. I will also add Arma. I want to say it's Arma 2? Arma 3. I don't know, but there's G.I. Joe mods for Arma, which are pretty freaking awesome. Nicholas says, back to the neon issue. Would you go on a snoop and poop in the big bad bush with Lifeline as your medic? No. Not even Tiger Force Lifeline. If Lifeline showed up in that Tiger Force outfit, I'd be like, you need to do an about face and fuck off with that. No, I would not. Then again, I also don't want a medic who's a fucking pacifist. I want a medic who's all about fucking self-aid before buddy aid and, you know, getting down to business. Nothing like trying to be incognito with someone dressed like Santa. I agree. Yeah, I feel you. Trust me, I feel you. If I were in charge, Stretch Armstrong would be filled with red gel. I like that. I like that. Jeffy says the Ghostbusters 4-pack is great. I just didn't remember what the price was. Sorry, my dog sheds. Hal Jordan, if I had to pick an intellectual property to be in charge of, I'd pick Exo Squad. I love my Exo Squad. I'd let Bobby do the figures with a stipulation being that he had to do the OG designs, colors, and rigs with today's toy technology. So fucking rad. It still holds up too, Exo Squad. Jim Largo reserves the right to be a bad example. Every society needs a cautionary tale. Yep.
It's science, people! Science!
Blam. Heavy Armor Toys, says Matt, does O-rings for $20. Marauder figure with head is like 13. Yep. At the scale, Hasbro can do them. They can do $8 for 1/18 scale. You mean like the volume when you say scale at that scale? Yeah. There's no reason, right? No. Dog hair. Sorry. There's no reason. 100%. But They're just like, we'll just give it to Super 7. We'll just take that licensing money. Nicholas says, I'm getting my nephew into Robotech hardcore. That's freaking rad. He loves it. And Uncle Nick is working overtime to cultivate it. That is freaking cool. You know, another thing about Heavy Armor toys. I'm sure Matt's seen them. I don't know about the rest of you. Go look at Heavy Armor toy shit. Go really take a look at them, especially on Facebook. The renders or the in-computer designs for, I'm not going to say it out loud. I'll show you. The in-computer designs that they did of 1/18 scale O-ring, this line, so freaking good. So freaking good. And I and numerous other people are like, just make them. Just make them. If they C and D you, then they C and D you, but make them. Jesus, just make them. Chad, do you go by cartoon canon or comics? Comics. Always comics. Yeah. I do not go by the Sunbow canon. The Hiss is not a tank. Destro's fucking mouth and his mask does not move. Zartan's hood is not hair. Yeah. And originally, Lifeline was not a pacifist. They kind of retconned him in the comics into a pacifist because of Sunbow. Yeah. No, I don't. No. And as much as Arthur Burghart's voice work for Destro is timeless and we all hear it in our heads, Destro's not black. He's Scottish. So, yeah, there's that. Photo Viper says army builders in 5-packs, customizable bikes for dreadnoughts, modular base sets. Modular base sets for sure. I mean, that's easy money, right? Weapons packs, most importantly, marketing. Yep. Marketing. And not this freaking bullshit self-proclaimed pride warrior QVC stream every so often bullshit. That's not marketing. That is not marketing at all. That's just getting your adult collector base to come to your little stream to be ready like rats at the feeder bar to pre-order shit that they probably can't get because of your engineered scarcity. That's not selling toys, right? That is weaponizing fucking member berries. That's all it is. Thieving? Oh, thieving? Yeah, I stopped reading the Miss... Oh, as you were. I thought this said Miss Marvel. Again. The Marvel Joe comics before old Serpentor showed up. I'm guilty of the Sunbow effect. Even though I like the comics more, stopped reading when he showed up in the show. You know, maybe circle back around. Get to like, issue 50, the Battle of Springfield, see how you feel. But the creation of Serpentor is a lot different in the comics, kids. If you know, you know. Old Storm Shadow lying there on the beach with like 5 holes through him. Yeah. Old comics. Way to go, right? And not this new shit, right? Snake Eyes is just a fucking mantle and Cobra runs casinos. And what are they, a fucking mob? No. Carlos says, if I were in charge of a toy company, I'd work on an Expendables toy line with mother effing vehicles. Yep. Yeah, the Expendables. The only challenge with the Expendables, obviously, is licensing all of those likenesses. That's the only hurdle for anyone to make an Expendables toy line. However, I mean, if we're shooting for the stars, I absolutely agree with you right there. If I'm running Joe, says Bigham, it's nothing but Star Brigade and Mega Marines. Is that to include the Play-Doh armor? Yeah. Is that where you're going with that? All right. Pepperidge Farms remembers. Radical Squadron, what's up? I still have G.I. Joe issues 1 through 4, January to April 87, where Bumblebee was killed. The Joe Transformers? Is that what you're talking about? Then he came back as Throttlebot named Goldbug. Yeah, I think you're talking the Joe Transformer crossover, yeah? Because I'm looking at issue 1 right there on the wall. I still need to do I don't know who gives a fuck, but a room tour video. I cheated, says CJ. I brought the damn Boss Fight Studios. Oh, I purchased the Boss Fight Studios Red Sonja. I'm not good at customs. You do you, brother. CJ also says, sadly, there is hope back with Disney, but right now DC Comics is sinking and will continue until Paramount buys it out. This is what happens when we inject our personal politically charged ideologies into existing characters and intellectual properties. You fucking ruin them. And with toy collectors, that's what they're doing every day. G.I. Joe game in the style of SOCOM would go hard. I agree. But again, right, I would like to be able to see the character models. Mother Slug says, I've said for years, DICE needs to make an awesome G.I. Joe Battlefield. That would be awesome. Okay. I appreciate that. Again, Ghost Recon Wildlands, everything is jump in, jump out, drop in, drop out. Yeah. But you can see the character models. I'd say not Call of Duty. It needs an open world where you're on Cobra Island as a green shirt and you meet Joes for missions. See, I would freaking get down with that. Cobra Island would be a perfect map because where are you going to go? You're on Cobra Island, right? You get fucking dropped into Cobra Island. Boom, done. There you go. There's a million ideas that you could expand on with that. A million. You know what I mean? Kevzilla just got here. Everybody make sure that you berate Kevzilla for being fucking late. 2 hours, 40 minutes. It's all good. Actually, 2 hours, 30. If I were in charge, Gunsmoke would have a toy line and Miss Kitty would have a play set. I would get down with that, man. Everybody saying hi to the Callie. She's gorgeous, right? She's such a sweet dog. Fucking, she's, yeah. Callie the compliment collie. Yeah. She's a good girl, man. Jay Cantu, if I was in charge, I would have made the Sunbow cartoon follow the comic book storyline so that all Joe had the same continuity. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Arma 2 had the Joe mod. Thank you. It's okay. Could be better. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a fan mod, right? Sometimes you get what you get. I have a lot of fan mods, maps and right. Legions and whatever, battalions and stuff. A lot of those mods for the pandemic Star Wars Battlefront 2, not that DICE bullshit. I don't think DICE got ruined by EA. So, but I have a lot of those mods for the pandemic Battlefront 2 on PC. Some of the maps are fantastic. Some of them are dog shit. Yeah. Same with character skins. 2.5 hours in, has everyone taken their meds? Oh, I don't know. Let's check.
Just checking in. Have you drank water today? Did you eat? Did you take your meds?
Nope to all three, but thank you to the Titan for the public service announcement. I appreciate you, my dude. Ooby Dooby says, instead of a new Snickers every wave, just make the original figure and release new gear for it in accessory packs or included with a green shirt 2-pack. I think we all know what the challenge is, right? The challenge is you get these people at Hasbro. They don't know toys. They don't like toys. They don't give a fuck. They don't know what toyetic is. They don't care about playability, period. They just want profits. And I understand that. But at the same time, you don't have toy designers or toy lovers running, driving the fucking ship. So they all sit down with their little spreadsheets and they go, well, people really like Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. We need to give them more Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And then they come back and go, well, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow is what sells. So we need to make more Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Because you can't stop making Snake Eyes. That's it right there. Right? It's like the fucking serpent eating its own tail. If I were in charge, I'd create a toy line called I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude. Could you imagine a fucking toy line based on this shit?
What the fuck did I just hear?
But again, likenesses, right? Just paying for RDJ's likeness alone, the figures would be like $50. Easy. Yep. My Skeletron Siberia just showed up. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that good? I don't know what a Siberia is. Hasbro's just lazy. Well, they're uninspired. They have a too big to fail mentality. And they really just don't give a fuck. You know. Lifeline makes me want to be a robot. Oh, because Ratchet is the number one medic of the 80s, baby. Go Ratchet. Even Wreck-Gar and First Aid after poor Ratchet died in the 86 movie. Autobots for the win. All right. Mother Slug says, we all always talk about old school 70s and 80s, even 90s stuff. Should make a show just about vintage missed places and why they were so great. So like, I don't know how to phrase that. Like, old locations kind of a thing, like KB Toys and Tilt Arcade. And is that kind of what you're talking about? I don't know. Mother Slug, maybe expand on that if you don't mind. So I kind of get places we miss. How about that? Does that sound good? Places we miss. I can see the current chat down in the bottom of the screen here. So Radio Shack and Chuck E. Cheese. Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, we're going to do that. Places we miss. Done. Thank you. On the list. It's on the list. Pokey, if I was in charge, I'd make a Predator Joe crossover series of movies, even though that's kind of what the original was. Yeah, kind of was. Yep. CJ says, okay, so all Crimson Guard look like Fred. No, they don't. Coco is a hipster-looking human. Serpentor was just a poster boy for Commander. Snake Eyes is a blonde white man. Storm Shadow was never really evil. And Clutch is a filthy loudmouth, not Shipwreck. Kinda, yeah. Yeah. Pepperidge Farms gives a fuck. If I were in charge, there would be Bush Wookiees and copies of U571 for everyone. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger.
You need to shut the up. That's what I do if I had no army. I would up. Shut the up. That's right.
I love the comment. Plus, it gave me an opening there. Bada Doom says, if I were in charge, we get a battle at Snake Eyes cabin and Escape from the High Sierras movie. Ooh. I can get down with that. Of course, those people don't even know what you're talking about. Not even a little. They'd be like, what? What's that? I don't understand. Mother Slug says, I give a fuck about a room tour. I would really like a Batman rundown. Okay, yeah, I'll work on that. I keep saying I'm going to do it. Can you imagine buying a new G.I. Joe line? Or even a G.I. Joe-like line? Where you can buy 2 to 3 pack sets of good guys and bad guys that include modular parts to build their own bases. That'd be freaking awesome. And then Jim Largo says, hashtag justice for Tim Drake Robin. You could be pretty sure that Chuck Dixon and I are going to talk about that tomorrow. He's very passionate about Tim Drake's Robin. Yeah. I'm also going to show him a bunch of the toy activist bullshit with Batman and the Punisher and just watch him react. Yeah, we'll have a good time. It'll be awesome. I meant to say happily Disney is showing hope. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I got what you're saying, right? Sadly about DC, but yeah, understood. Look at this fucking mook being late. Not enough people say mook anymore. I fucking love mook. Except people misunderstand the term and they think you're saying something racist when that's not it. Kriegerzog, right? Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. Awesome fucking picture, by the way. Nicholas says, I have my G.I. Joe train set. Now I'm trying to complete my G.I. Joe slot car set. Oh, the train set is so good, man. Yep. I've got one too. It's awesome. All collies, every version, are pretty dogs that are super great. I agree. Yep. If Jim Largo were in charge of Detective Comics, Tim Drake would have become the new Gray Ghost after Damian became Robin. Ooh, man, I'd get down with that. Yeah, the Red Robin's a little. Tim is the best detective after Bruce. That is true. He deduced that Bruce Wayne was Batman, and he saved him from the Scarecrow. What do we know, right? We don't know anything. Playing off the 2-pack talk from before, says Hal Jordan, Hasbro could have done 2 packs right from the start, classic version and a modern version of the characters, but include a different head sculpt. Yep. There you go. Son of GTO says it's the new female figure from Skeletron. Cool. I know nothing about it, but cool. I don't know why I know nothing about it, but so you could swap and make a new character. Mm-hmm. Radio Shack and Chuck E. Cheese? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Chuck E. Cheese is Waffle House for children. Oh, my Jesus. It kind of is. I've said this before, but for our daughter's 18th birthday, right? 18, it's like a big milestone. Yeah, I surprised her with a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Because I'm a Toys R Us kid, right? I don't want to grow up. And whereas we had fun, it's not the same. They did have fucking gay cake. They had rainbow cake, and we each had a slice, and we laughed about it. It was funny. Huh. Waffle House here in Pennsylvania are fight clubs. Not joking about that. Not in the South, but yeah. I'd start with a green shirt game earning a code name. Grunt? I don't know. No. Menjoza says Skeletron Siberia action figure looks awesome, but the whole selling out in hours thing really burned me for 10 minutes. And it was the straw that made me rethink my collecting. Fucking stupid. Just make more. That's it, right? If you sell 10,000 in pre-orders, you're making at least 10,000 before you make any for Walmart, Target. And I know this is Skeletron we're talking about, but it's all the same, right? It's all fucking bullets, beans, and Band-Aids. Thievin just saw a hilarious AI post. It says Kane, still human, versus Clarence in a WWE ring. Who would win? Clarence Boddicker. 100%. Kane's a bitch. Kane just hides behind all of his lackeys. Clarence Boddicker's a fucking doer. Bitches leave, right? Yeah, Boddicker would fuck that dude up. That needs to be a poll. Kane versus Clarence Boddicker. Who wins? Yeah. Where is my Super 7 Storm Shadow? I don't know. Go ask Brian Flynn. Go look under a bridge somewhere. Get it? He's a fucking troll. Carlos says if I were in charge, the Chappelle Show would have an action figure line. Clayton Bigsby, Rick James, Charlie Murphy, Ashy Larry. Yeah. Fucking all of them. Mm-hmm. I would buy those. I would absolutely buy those. Jim Largo says there's a sociology term, third places, not home, not work, but the places we go for rest and recreation. Yeah. I'd like to be in charge of the Thundercats IP. See, I like this. It's not Joe. Give the figure rights to Savage Crucible. Get the animation team who did Netflix Motu Revelations to do the movie and show that would follow. And I'd block any live action Thundercats. I don't think there should be live action Thundercats. Like, learn a lesson from Mario, right? Don't do it live action. Yeah, for a while, all Crimson Guard looked like Fred's. It was mandatory for Crimson Guard at the time to have their face surgically altered. Yeah, but later they stopped. I know, right? Picking and choosing. My only beef with the whole everybody's got to look like Fred thing is that you don't blend in very well. You know what I mean? So, and if the Freds are all supposed to like merge out into society and so on and so forth, it's just, you know. That's why they, kind of did away with that. One Super 7 makes Storm Shadow. Red Satan, Blue Ninja. Yeah. Look, there's one ninja in G.I. Joe. His name's Tommy Arashikage. Fucking period. All the Arashikage masters, whatever, they're just ancillary, right? They're ancillary characters. But like as far as operators, like people getting in the shit, Storm Shadow. And he's Cobra Commander's bodyguard. That's my headcanon. Fucking deal with it. Instead, DCU made Tim Drake Alphabet Mafia. They sure did. Oh, it's a 6-inch figure? I still have my entire shipment of the, when you went all in on the RoboSkull Mark IIs, you got everything to include the 112 scale Skeletron figures. They're all sitting in a box. Didn't even open the box. Still sealed. Probably just sell them or give them away or something. I don't know. But yeah, they're in the Joe room just taking up fucking space. Unrelated. Have you seen the trailer for the new Brad Pitt movie with the Devgru dog? It looks good. I'm going to imagine they're a Law and Order. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It does look pretty good. Predator, Aliens, G.I. Joe, Transformer. Oh, fuck no. I'm sorry. That's the kitchen sink right there. That's like Gem and fucking Tomb Raider. Mook isn't Italian for eggplant. No, it is not. Mook just means like stupid, lazy, idiot. Yeah, that's all Mook means. Yep. I'd rather have shoebox pizza. What does that mean? Then Chuck E. Cheese? I don't know what you're talking about. Hasbro missed an opportunity by never giving us a Build-A-Joe set. So many opportunities there. I'm making custom Joes myself. I'd get down with that. Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, they were doing that internally, right? Like this torso, these arms, these legs, this head, da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. They were literally just like slapping pieces of paper together on a board. We don't have Waffle House in Canada. Well, what does that tell you about Canada? Yeah, we just watch crackheads fight with invaders. I think you'd probably rather have Waffle House than crackheads or the invaders. Know what I mean? Yeah. Justin Booth. Where is it? I just pre-ordered NECA Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Voorhees. It's the main one I need to complete my Voorhees figure collection. Dude, awesome. So then when you get it, you're good to go. Just like this 1/6 scale Sergeant Savage I held up. Boom. My Savage collection is 100%, baby. Sci-Fi Swampman says, one of my friends got banned from Waffle House because he put another guy through a window. Jesus. Hilariously, they weren't fighting, just friggin' around. Womp womp. CJ says, yeah, it sucks that Skeletron female sold out fast, but that's how many horny bastards we have in collecting. He said they'll reissue her in a few months. There you go. As long as they do that. Right. Yep. Ask Ace. He'll tell you. I mean, I know the answer, but he'll tell you. 49er Brian, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. You know, you're only 3 hours late. It's fine. Oh, shit. Brian's here. Friends don't let friends buy Super 7. Hey, come at me. Hal, you've been back long enough. Do you want your wrench back? Are you going to use it? You're going to make use of it? Skeletron said they were surprised how fast she sold out, so they confirmed she'll be reissued. Yeah, there you go. That's all that matters. Right. Savage Crucible should have Thundercats. I got these two. These figures are amazing work. Man. Some people's mom's houses are third places. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yep. G.I. Joe 66. If I was in charge of Hasbro, I would have an O-ring movie figure line. What movie? 87 animated, the live action shit. I would bring back damn retro 2-packs of Army Builders. The 2 and 3 packs were freaking awesome. And then later on, Toys R Us, right up to like 5 packs, etc. Guys, remember that one modern set, 25th anniversary? It was Firefly and 4 green shirts. What a fucking awesome set that was. Yeah. But that's like in the mid-aughts to the early teens, that's when Hasbro was just killing it. They were killing it. Wasn't that the CEO that died of cancer? I think it was that time frame. Yeah. How about an It's Chad shirt saying, if you know, you know? And on the back it says, but wait, there's more. Again, yeah, I just made a shitload of merch. So I'm gonna let those maybe sell a little bit first. Marvel is jumping another oh, not only that, but did you guys see this this Disney Indiana Jones bullshit where he's finding all these Marvel artifacts? Did you guys see that? I just saw it this morning. I was like, I don't want to talk about this today. Headcanon, as a kid, I always wanted a G.I. Joe Punisher crossover. Cobra and AIM working on a deal with a small Joe team and Frank crossing paths to thwart it. Yeah. Everyone says Chuck E. Cheese. We didn't have them in PA. We had Showbiz. Didn't Chuck E. Cheese buy out Showbiz? I want to say Chuck E. Cheese bought out Showbiz. And it was all Nolan Bushnell from Atari anyway. If you know, you know. I would make tons of G.I. Joe cartoons and cartoons for all the toy lines and commercials so kids can enjoy toys again. Hey! Yep. I was pretty sure I was correct on that, but yeah. Okay, so you can say vaffanculo or you can say bafangul, right? Yeah. It all depends on the region, right? It's like mozzarella and mozzarella. It's all regional. Yeah. Chopping it up. Sci-Fi Swamp Man says, public service announcement part 2. Black Major Snake Armor Soviet style is not a freebie. It's $18 extra. There you go. Hal Jordan says, then I'll probably lose it for using it too much. With great power comes great irresponsibility. I'll work on that, dude. Yep. G.I. Joe 66 is enjoying the Super 7 Cobra flight pods. Thank you for saying flight pod and not Trouble Bubble. I bought 5 so far. Damn, dude. And they're more expensive than the fucking classified ones. That's egregious. Like, that's that bullshit right there, kids. 100%. Yep. Jeff's probably at Tothian's mom's house right now. Uh-huh. Yep. Jeff's hanging out with the guzzler. That shit was crazy. We need to bring back BB gun fights. Yep. BB gun fights. Hal Jordan loves anthropomorphic creatures. You're definitely not getting your wrench back now. Just kidding. But I can't stand anthropomorphic fuck all. Period. Not even the animated movies. I won't do it. Why does a rabbit need to drive a car? I never even liked that shit as a kid. Here we go. Steven. If I was in charge of Atari back in the 80s, Pac-Man would never have been released looking and sounding like that. Can you still hear the fucking doo-dee, doo-dee, bonk, 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 bonk? The fucking, oh, God. But again, Bushnell went fucking cheap. He allowed people to talk him into cutting corners. Took a great idea, just like John DeLorean, and fucked it up. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aliens crossing over with Marvel isn't new, though. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man in a symbiote suit. Infused a facehugger. TD3 Trooper. I don't know shit. I just like cool toys. You know what? This is for you, baby.
Wolverines! Hell yeah!
I love it. You don't need to know shit. Just like cool toys. Like what you like, right? But you're also not walking around trying to tell people that you're the fucking subject matter expert on everything, are you? No, you're not. Because you're rational. James Lucas, what's up? Good to see you, man. Fucking nerd. Fucking nerd. Matt Mahler says, I want buying the fuck out of green shirt 5-packs. I love them too. Yeah. I can't really decipher what you're saying there, but yeah. Sitting down again was feeding the dogs. Went to the city last week. Expat in Argentina. Yeah. Saw a pack of figures. Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Zorro, and Superman. China wins. Fuck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Gotta love China. I'm pretty sure that animatronic animal bands are a crime against humanity. They're not even cool anymore. They used to be fucking cool. Like cool and scary. But hey, our kids got Five Nights at Freddy's out of that. So yeah, I'll take it. Jeff's trying to finalize a house sale with you assholes in his ear. But apparently he's also finding out how talented the Glizzy Guzzler is. Kevzillis is back in a reel. OG days. California had an amusement park called Frontier Village, Old West themed park. I used to love going there as a kid. You guys remember when Frontierland at Disney was fucking awesome? Yeah, I remember that. Confirmed, Jeff. Here's voices. Atari had a short-lived DC comic. Random trivia in my head. There you go, man. An Aliens rewrite with G.I. Joe on the Defiant fighting an infestation could have been cool. Okay. All right. I'm not like recoiling at the idea. Hal Jordan wants a blue shirt and suspenders Cobra Trooper 3-pack for classified. Never going to get it. If I were in charge, Spaceball toys would exist. Yeah, well, you know, Mel Brooks had the deal with George Lucas, so you know. Honey Badger, what's happening, man? Good to see you. It's hanging great and to the right, as always. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let's all send Chad figures of Rocket Raccoon, Howard the Duck, Gummy Bear, Scooby-Doo. When he was a kid, he shaved with a razor blade and drank whiskey for... You know what, CJ? Look. Yeah.
Fuck! All of you!
Don't do it. But I appreciate the laugh. I speak some... Is that Pensy? Pensy Dutch? And my favorite insult word to call someone is Hiva Hava. I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. That's good to know, though. Crystal Clear has returned. Had to help my 9-year-old make some corrections on schoolwork. That's awesome, man. Very cool. Hasbro should reissue all the rare and hard to get Joes. Oh, Matthew Mahler was buying the shit out of those 5-packs. Yeah, man, they're fucking awesome. See, here's the thing about this. If they had any kind of thoughts of longevity in their heads, which they don't, right? It's just immediate cash grab, burn it out, throw it away, move on. When they did that Walmart retro line, which shouldn't have been called a Walmart retro line in the first place, because everybody hears retro, they think O-rings, and they're just 50th anniversary figures. They should have, if they wanted that line to get any kind of like hype behind it and significant support, one, they made it a Walmart exclusive, which whatever, that's fine. Walmarts are everywhere, but Walmart's distribution is trash. You take all the FSS figure subscription service and like the Joe-Con figures that are really expensive and are like nigh impossible to find. Dial Tone, Big Lob, CoverGirl, Footloose, Law and Order, etc., Interrogator, on and on. You put those out in that fucking line. Would have been money. Would have been fucking awesome. They did the Ostriker, they did the Hiss, they did the Hiss 3. Should have followed it up with like a Vamp. God forbid a Silver Mirage, a modern Silver Mirage, because any of us who own a Silver Mirage understand that if you touch it, it just fucking breaks. So, yeah. Jay Cantu remembers Frontier Village. That's awesome. San Jose, California. Nice, man. Atari Force Comics in the 80s came with some games. There you go. Mm-hmm. Hal Jordan says, well, just shit on my hopes and dreams, Chad. I'll just about face and go fuck myself. Oh, man.
Chad, why are you so insensitive?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I just kind of am at times. Hasbro should reissue the Rare Joes with better paint, lots of camo patterns. Well, they don't like to do camo patterns because they're expensive. That's why you get a classified figure and they only like half camouflaged. Yeah. Mother Slug, I go straight down the middle, no hanging left or right. You have a seam? Okay. Is it just like a light switch? Oh my God, I fucking love you guys. If I was in charge, D's nuts. D's nuts would be on every cereal box.
Ay, mira. Para ti solo, Carlos. Oh, papucha.
There you go, kids. Crystal Clear wants D's nuts on every cereal box. I like it. It's bold. CJ says, it's odd you hate anthropomorphic animals, but it's also funny. So I'm going to have fun with it. Oh, yeah, man. Have fun with it. Yeah, totally. What about Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh. Look, I don't really like get into the ins and outs of it. I don't like anthropomorphic stuff. Like, no interest. None. I think it's dumb. Yeah. I would bring back Chuck Norris as a G.I. Joe. Well, they never had Chuck Norris as a G.I. Joe. Or Schwarzenegger. No. As a Walmart associate, I can confirm distribution is shit. Well, no fucking crap. Thank you. If they had lots of camo, camo, not cameo, how would we see them? Just sit on your hands. Sit on your fucking hands. What if Timber was a dude? You mean like what if Timber was anthropomorphic? Like Lion-O kind of a thing? Or Panthro? Take your pick. I don't know. No. Like Battle Beast from Invincible? No. No. He's a wolf, dude. Just let him be a fucking wolf. Anywho, hey, I'm at the bottom of the chat. We've been going for 3 hours and 13 minutes. G.I. Joe 66 is going to keep buying Super 7 Cobra flight pods just to army build blue shirts. That's nice, man. Thunderwolves. No. No. That's not going to be a thing. Anywho, I want to thank you guys for joining me for another awesome day of mandatory fun. Remember, it's mandatory. It's not always fun, but a lot of times it's fun. Tomorrow, please don't forget that we have none other than the super awesome fucking Chuck Dixon. I'm really excited about that. I guess I got to start, I don't know, promoting that on Instagram. It is what it is. So, yeah. So come hang out with me and Chuck Dixon tomorrow. Bring all your questions. Again, try to not inundate him with stupid shit, but it is what it is. I trust most of you to make good decisions. And again, remember that tribalism is bullshit. The people who say we need to keep the hobby clean, that's not what they mean. They just don't say the quiet part out loud. Watch out for echo chambers and never go full classified. No, it is what it is. But yeah, thanks for an awesome conversation about if you were in charge of whatever. It's it's fun. See you tomorrow. Mooks.
You still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
No. No. Absolutely not. Do not Harambe Chuck Dixon. No. No, just don't. I don't. Now, if he would find it funny, come back. I'm back. I'm here. Oh, Sci-Fi Swamp Man's on replay. Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah, but no dicks out for Dixon. We can't have that. I love you all. Just don't do it. Even a little. Okay, bye.
How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard?